I never said that the gas was going down like a balls. I never said that it was going like a boom boom.
Boom!
Like a boom boom.
Boom! Boom!
Like a boom boom.
Boom! Boom!
Like a boom boom.
Greetings and salutations. The word of the day? Hypothesis theory. As usual, if you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Let's head on over to Discord and see Betty Van Velsen. Well, we ain't going to see her. We're going to hear her.
Hopefully. Can I be heard? Because I usually am too quiet to say.
Oh, you're not now. You're coming through loud and clear.
Okay. Oh, good.
What'd you change?
Nothing.
Nothing? Spell that.
N-O-T-H-I-N-G-K.
Thank you.
Nothing.
Yes, ma'am.
It's sort of the English way, right?
All right.
Nothing.
No, that's the way the English say it.
I know. So I make it sort of phonetic. As much as I can.
That's really deep.
In that idiotic language.
Yeah, are you waiting for a protestation by me? You're not going to get it.
Protestation?
Prosthetic.
So who has the speech impediment?
You?
I always have, but I never make it.
Brother.
I don't have my secrets of it.
So,
but you're not sort of said anything about me
no.
in the intro.
So, what do you mean I haven't said anything about you in the intro? I said the beauty.
You said something about in the intro about hypothesis theory.
Oh, brother. All right, on to the word of the day.
Yeah, that's the word.
Hypothesis theory.
Yeah, there you go. Who has the speech impediment?
Oh, I don't know if that was a speech impediment. I think it was a brain impediment. That's Denise.
Denise.
But it's all under the umbrella of correct.
Correct? What's that? Is it cracked or correct?
Gotta ask Mind Stump.
Well, I don't know, but it's sort of your word, right?
Correct. No, I took it from him.
Oh.
It's not mine. It's not my. Listen, I was just born here. I had nothing to do with making that stuff up.
What stuff?
The English language.
Uh-huh.
Okay, can we move past that now?
You make it even worse with your you and the
you.
Correct.
Jesus, this is just mind-numbing minutia.
You like
no swearing.
Mind-numbing minutia.
No swearing, Betty. Didn't you hear, Flatsy?
I didn't swear. I didn't say the whole word.
Get her, Flatsy.
I say hug you. It could be hug you.
Hug you.
Right? Hug you.
No swearing.
I said hug you.
Oh, it just sounded like it cut out.
See? how easy it is to misunderstand this language.
Okay,
you
we're going to let you two go to get your 10,000 meaningless words out. Go on.
And then we let you take your 20,000 words out. Because you always have to overcome us. Huh?
Well, come on.
So I'm
We're
walking
done.
in the icy. I got stuck at a friend's house last night, and I'm having to walk in the ice home. It's gonna be about 38 minutes, but I'm on here. If I miss the super chat, I'm sorry.
Unacceptable.
I was kind of counting on you, Flatsy, for the day.
Uh, sorry, I'm a disappointment sometimes.
I could say sometimes, but I won't.
Well, we hit a record high for the last
Oh, wait
four.
a minute, wait a minute. I
Oh,
said, did she say that she walks in the ICU?
oh God.
Where are you walking?
She's walking in Alabama. It's freezing down there. And I was just going to go
Oh,
on about how the high temperature for the past 4 days is right now. We're at 11 degrees.
well, and we have snow outside here.
So, yeah. So do we.
About
Okay.
about 26 degrees here. It's beautiful though, guys. I mean, I wish you could see the sky. I mean, I guess you can. I can take a picture.
Yeah, nice. Beautiful sky. Like blue, of once. Okay, you can go, Quantum Eraser.
I
Will
wasn't
never
I wasn't going
interrupt you
anywhere. I'm just
ever again.
wasn't going anywhere. Just giving an update on the temperature there, Betty.
Okay, there, then I will shut up. You were never into the weather before when I was stating what the weather was like here in Holland every time. And then once you got out with that hobby of yours with the shooting outside, then the weather became like uber important.
And
Well, it's weird because now it's you seem to hijack my weather report.
I hijack your weather reports. That makes
Yes,
no damn sense.
I know, but it is cute. You didn't see that one coming, did you?
No, because I have a limitation to
You do have many limitations, that's
fairy
correct.
tale incoherent imaginations there, Betty.
Yeah, I know, you have many limitations. That's what's got on. That's a nice sky, Platsy. I see it in the Ballbusters super chat.
Oh, no, I'm going to have to post this pic. All right.
Nice.
This
You
is the
act like
pic.
it's a hassle.
There's the pic that Flatsy's talking about. It's on screen live on YouTube. So, yeah, that's.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's some nice Alabama sky, man. Beauty. So isn't Adam coming? Is he delayed? Is he...
Adam or Nathan. Is Nathan or Adam coming? I think they're in
No,
a,
Adam.
I think he's Nathan now.
Is Adam Nathan now?
I'm thinking so. Adam's Nathan, Brian's Nathan, everyone that was on the panel's Nathan from today.
How do we know?
Well, because he was over in the land of misfit toys again, and every time somebody from the G Plus panel would speak to somebody from the land of the misfit toys, they would say Nathan.
Okay. Who are the toys and who are the misfits?
Land of the misfit toys over there in Jane Fonda server.
Oh. Okay.
And it was even better when Nathan would respond, "Who am I talking to?" And Nathan would say, "Brian."
Yeah.
Well, they're basically fooling around with him because he has those other panel members on the Google Meet, I suppose.
I got in there late again today, and I was
So you're
against
Nathan
my
too now?
against my will. I was in the land of misfit toys.
Huh. Well, you are not in there usually. You have not that server up, right? You
That
left.
makes total sense.
Yeah, I've started my sentence wrong and I had to correct it.
Yeah, what happened was I jumped into the after show because I got in late, and I was just all of a sudden thrust to the world of Never Never Land
Narnia, huh?
against my will.
Yeah, so you weren't really there, but you were there like superficially or like through Skype.
No, I did say something. I laughed out loud, and then I got corrected for interrupting from Nathan.
Well, that sort of like makes sense.
That's just about all I said. So I just waited till the end,
Okay.
and just to check and see if everyone was Nathan. They should be coming along here soon, hopefully.
You think?
They can.
Might have too much interesting in there.
They can if they'd like. I'm not going to force them to come though.
So you know when your grandparents tell you that they walk uphill barefoot in the snow?
Yep.
I'm kind of following in their footsteps, but in Crocs, which is not very far from
How
being
do you
barefoot.
Crocs? Those are the ugliest shoes ever.
They're also the most comfortable shoes ever.
Not in the wintertime.
They're not making me slip and slide on this road in
Okay,
ice.
but they
It's
might get
cold.
your feet cold and wet.
I may
And
slip and fall a couple of times on my way home, but that'll be all right.
I thought that was what was prevented with the shoes.
I mean, just saying, like even Crocs can't withstand this much ice. It's everywhere.
Hmm. Maybe some skates. Have you fell off your chair, Kiwi?
No.
Oh, it sounded like it.
So the sound of nothing sounds like me falling off my chair.
Yeah, well, at least your mic is so silent, so the rest I feel sort of filled in.
Thought I'd take a pause for the cause and enjoy a moment of silence, a comfortable one for me.
Oh, all right, I can do that. I could do that for the whole show.
We can only hope.
All right.
Okay, I knew that's what you were waiting for. Okay, moot.
All right, that's
Do
some
you not
different
ever have
performance.
instant regret when you say things like that? Kiwi,
No, I set her up. Sometimes she takes it, other times she doesn't take the bait.
Yeah, and sometimes I'm just going right through him. Like that arrow.
Oh, goodness. Now we got a friggin' picture of Flatsy's croc. Well, got to put that up on the screen because,
a load of crock.
yeah, that's a croc right there. There you go, people. There is Flatsy's croc. What do you got? Plastic bags over your feet?
I didn't
that's
think
a
that
negative.
I didn't think that they made them that way. I thought it was these whole like sandals or something. Huh.
Look at all the snow.
Yeah. much snow.
Why don't you take a picture of the snow? That like of the outhouse and the trees behind it. Can you just do that?
I'm already in town now, so it's not like anymore.
So when did you take that picture of your? Did you sort of do that beforehand so that you knew that we would talk about that?
No, I took it right when I was talking about it to you guys.
Oh boy.
Wow. She walks fast, man. Hi, Brian. Can you bring us on the right track?
Hey, Betty, everything okay?
Yes.
Is that
I'm getting
Nathan?
abused. I'm getting abused by Multiple Razor here.
I don't. Is that Nathan?
Yeah, there's
No.
another one. Adam. Like clockwork.
There's Nathan.
Oh.
There's Nathan.
Sorry, I'm late.
Where am I?
Said sorry I'm late, Betty. He's mumbling again.
Oh.
Because I'm eating me tea. Because I had to go get tea. There was a late. We still rambling in flat Earth debate. Then my tea arrived. It's all just got a bit trippy and a little bit rushed. I'm hoping I don't get indigestion. Frankly.
Take your time. We won't bother you.
Anyway.
So what's on the cards for today?
What's on the cards? Jack of spades.
That guy Josh
With the Queen
is
of
driving
Hearts.
around the United States somewhere in a car. Be warned.
Nathan wrote me a message. I meant Brian. He wrote me a message last night. Just consider. He's using my line. Just consider Josh is in the continental United States driving around in a car right now, QE.
Yeah, every time you hear about a massive pileup on a motorway, check it out because that guy could be the reason.
Yeah. You follow
This
him, Betty?
phone,
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not following. Sorry.
this phone is going to get thrown across the highway.
All right, Nathan, calm down. I'm laughing, Nathan.
Everyone knows the story. I've already briefed everyone. When I
Oh, they
briefed,
would. That's why I guessed you continuing it. So I thought, well, I'll join the crew then.
yeah. So everyone's aware of it out there in YouTube land. I was briefing Betty on what had happened earlier. She understands, and everyone understands that if we call you Nathan, the reason why that may be.
Are we continuing that then, Nathan, or not?
don't.
No, we can stop it. People are going to get confused.
They already are.
Shut up, Nathan.
I thought it was my intellect.
Natalie.
When you said it to Betty.
Betty's getting disgusted. Well, go ahead.
Shut up, Nathan.
I said I'm Natalie, not Nathan.
I'm Natalie. Hey, that's private. It's personal. It's private.
Close to Nathan. It's close to Nathan, so it's
It's
Natalie.
private, Betty.
There's more people that can be called Natalie.
So what Brian was referring to last night in his message was Josh. Do you know who Josh is, Betty?
Probably one of these guys that you do the treatment on.
Yeah, that's right. You know,
Hmm.
the one that just returned from the Big Wheel convention, and he had a sippy cup with him. Yeah.
Because otherwise you would spill it.
Yeah, good. That Josh, Nathan. I mean, Brian was making a play on. That's kind of a dangerous situation if he's driving a vehicle in the continental United States, where I am. Do you follow that?
He's going to go to your state.
It's possible.
Okay.
There's a possibility because the state of his residence is not apparently known.
Okay. So is the residence of that Faulkner guy with this mobile home?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Say that again.
Like that Faulkner guy with this mobile home is also not identified.
Yeah,
by
that
you.
video, I don't know about that video. There was a video out there of it appeared to be Danny Faulkner behind some type of trailer, and somebody had a drone hovering over his trailer, and he come out and started throwing rocks at it.
Mm.
Now, is that Danny Faulkner? I have no idea. They portrayed it as him. Did it look like him?
What kind of-
Yeah. Go
What
ahead.
kind of trailer? Was it a nice trailer?
I don't know, Neil. It was a video
What?
on. I think it was in.
Well,
Bold.
because he has a lot of money.
So, what are you now? His accountant, Neil?
Absolutely. Look at this stuff he's at. He's going all over these churches, giving his little story. You know that, right? You get paid when you go to churches to get up behind the pulpit and bring a presentation. You do get paid, especially at the mega churches. And he's making his rounds.
Well, does that mean he's rich, Neil? If you make, I make money. Get my
You're not
drift.
rich.
He's not trailer trash, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. We got it. And he's basically plaguing these churches. He should be getting out of them.
I've only seen one where he committed fraud.
Hmm. Alrighty then.
Hey, Betty, it was really funny today. Adam was talking to one of the people in the land of misfit toys, and they just happened to be on the subject of associated with time bandits, and he made it a point to say, you know, I discussed this on time bandits, which I will not be going over this evening.
And not next week, and not the week after. And
It was a point mid-sentence in my brain, Dave, when I've said made the reference to time bandits. I thought, bollocks, it's Tuesday, and you'll be expecting it. So
I
changed-
didn't hear that. I was going to ask you, aren't you supposed to do that? Time bandits? I did not hear you say that.
I will shout out QE for even just picking up on me.
Oh, I picked up on it all right. I cracked up. Because anyone in the land of misfit toys is not going to know what Adam's talking about. Nobody is except me and Adam. So I thought that was really, he knows that I pay very highly attention to the words that come out of people's mouths.
Superchat.
Superfluid.
Yep.
Supermodel.
Billy, don't interrupt me.
I'm not done
Billy,
yet.
Billy, 52. It's not a mega church money, but there's beer. But here's a beer. Okay, sorry.
Oh, thanks. See,
I thought it made it much more funny.
Get back to it. It's not mega church money, but I see where he's going. Thanks a lot, Belly Philly.
Yep.
Okay, can I ask a question? Eli, can
I'm
you
thinking
speak?
no.
You already did?
Yes, I'm good to go.
Oh,
Hello,
it's
guys.
okay, because
Thank
sorry,
you.
I thought Eli was on server mute. Sorry.
Yeah, I guess everything is all good now.
What?
Hey, you sound better over here than in G+.
What? Everything's all better with the sex change operation.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't have a way
Now I got to time you out.
Shut up.
Which way did he go?
No, it's just usually when I come up against like technical resistance, I just kind of give up. So I kind of listen to the show from YouTube. That's why I'm never here actually on the show. So Brian said it was a kind of a setting that I would just have to let you know about. But apparently it's fixed, so it's like I'll be around a lot more if you guys want me.
Oh, Dan, your mic sounds outstanding, by the way.
Nice.
I was just saying to Eli earlier that there was a time when I was joining and I was instantly put on server mute, and I had to wait till QE, you were, or Betty were aware of that to take me off it. And I said, you changed the setting for me, and now I can just join. I'm just joining like normal. I'm not on server mute. I said that could have been the issue that Eli was having.
Yeah, but this server works different. This is now a Righteous Force thing. So he didn't put the
Alright.
server mute in anymore. Because back in the day, we did get many people that would go shout certain stuff, and we didn't want to have that happen. So, but nowadays people don't do that as much, and this server is kind of safe because of the voice verification. They go through for all kinds of voice verifications, and it's
So, yeah,
good.
that makes sense.
Because they know now who's in here, and maybe the most known trolls are left behind the fence.
Give a shout out to Divergent Droid. Will Trump be re-elected? Is Earth flat? Will Adam ever do the Time Bandit show? These are the questions people want.
He's great, man.
I forgot where the damn thumbnail is. It's been so long.
Yeah, I might have to make it all over again.
Yeah.
Update.
Well,
Go ahead.
I have to do my presentation prior to Adam's again, because that was supposed to be the way it happened the last time. I did it the first week, and then Adam did his half the second week.
Yep.
Yeah, with the chance that Adam is not doing it also for like 6 months after.
There's always that chance, isn't there?
What on his face, man? That means I have
A little
Brian
bit on Flat Earth
continually
debate
having
today.
to do this show every week in the hopes that Adam will do his.
I keep tweaking it a little bit because, like I showed you a little bit today, further evidence of the construction, because this is all about construction. I showed a little bit today on a 1766 map where there's an admission of construction. Now they're happy to prefer geometry to maintain land masses when they're mapping the south. And this is a quote from 1766. So this is all kind of to do with time bandits. It came out, if you listen to today's debate with Nathan, those points we've explained really do explain it well, but I think they're out there. So to refresh the presentation, I want to just add the more current bits to it. And I've not been asked to put that in the presentation yet, Betty, frankly.
So when will you be doing that?
Get in there.
Getting there.
It won't be next week.
Or the next. Or like next Sunday,
Yeah.
3 weeks from now.
This is the trouble with time bandits, you see. You think you're going to get it done, then they steal it.
You guys did miss it, right? Next Sunday, 3 weeks from now.
That's an inside joke, Betty. They're not going to get that.
You think?
Yeah, I think.
I thought these guys were the smartest, the creme de la creme of the smartest people.
Nice.
Here.
Good phrase.
The creme de la creme.
Like that.
Just another bunch of nitwits. And then I found that out today.
All right, let me see. I found that video.
Nitwits or misfits?
The land of misfit toys, Betty.
Yeah, they came from there. They might might rub off on them somehow. How long were you in there, Kiwi? It might have rubbed off on you too.
Know how long I was in there today? It was.
Are you affected with the misfit toy thing?
What?
Have you been infected by the misfit toy?
No. There's a firewall between us.
Oh, okay. Well, you might have got it out there quick enough.
Shh.
So let's go to that word again. What was the word again?
I've got a word.
The word
50
of the day.
plus
I don't think that many people
syndrome.
heard. Kiwi.
Hello. Thought Adam was talking.
No, the word of the day. I wanted to hear it again.
Hypothesis theory.
Okay. So, are we going to go on with that?
Not too much to say after that, is there?
Nope.
Go ahead, Adam.
I had a word, 50 plus syndrome, after me today. I think you've had another relapse. I'm assuming when you start the statement with Nathan, you're addressing it to him, not me.
Yeah. But no.
This is a bad day, mate, aren't we? Pair of us.
This is another inside joke that no one's going to get. But no, I was addressing you. It was in light of the happenings of today.
Okay. Another 50 plus for me then. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Good discussion. So, did you guys smooth everything over in the land of misfit toys? You all good?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know. Because
Land of misfit toys. Sorry.
Do you like that, Elijah?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know either. I got told to shut up.
I
talk
don't know,
Neil.
because what happens in those situations, there's so little time to explain something that you're trying to explain something that is complex in a simplistic form while three people are trying to talk as well. It's very difficult. It's hard to know how much information gets across to you. Anyway.
We asked the best person to ask. Right, we've asked in the panel in the after show, in the after show. He's the guy that's in there the most. So Eli's the guy to give us a performance appraisal. He's the guy that's in there the most. How did we do and stand up against your average Joe? Did it help the conversation, or were we subject and manipulated by as much of the non sequitur crap as the most?
Yeah. So, and I don't know. I mean, I wonder if I'm biased every day that I wake up, and then I realize, no, yeah, things that are objectively true are just that. And I realize that a lot of the times, like these guys, whether it be flat earthers, globe earthers, or whatever they are, they're not really caring about coming to some sort of objective conclusion. And so I've run into that so much in these servers, and particularly in Earth Awakening server. I do appreciate Geo, and Geo's been one of the people that have made my time there actually really good. But there have been a lot of other times with other moderators where I just felt like I was trying to make a point that was simple and plain, and they're just taking that point and they're just running away with it like some dog with a bone. And it's like no one actually gets to hear the conclusion of what was going on because the moderator is not on point. Then there are like three other globers, then there are two flat earthers that are saying, well, he has a point. Like it's crazy. But with you guys in there, and I've asked you guys to go in there individually, but shoot, even better collectively as FED. I just felt like it's hard to bullcrap people when you're actually given a platform. And I think Gio did pretty good with giving Nathan enough of a platform for us to do what we do. And I feel like the point that you made today, Brian, was extra strong, talking about where uh what like some of where all of these things originate, like latitude and things like that. Nathan bringing up the point about Greenwich, things that I've tried to bring up but can't bring it up nearly in as much detail as you guys have. So I was very happy with your performance today from what I heard.
You know what it is, Eli? If you're just there on your own, if I was just there on my own, I wouldn't expect to have much more success than you, if even as much. But when there's a group there, where we have a group that are understand each other, and there is a group already there, and some of the group that's already there align with what we speak of, others maybe don't. But when there's more of us, it's easier to clear up confusion. If I was in your position, I couldn't expect any more, if even that amount of success. Because you're trying to get your point across when there's 10 other points trying to be put across at the same time. It's very, very difficult.
Did you hear that, Bay? That was at least a B, maybe a minus, B plus.
Hold on a second, Adam. Ken Langlois says that Geo isn't going to like Earth Awakenings being called the Land of Misfits. I didn't call it the Land of Misfits. I called that server the Land of Misfit Toys. Get it right. Go ahead, Adam.
Oh, thank you, Elijah. That was cool. I didn't think it was too bad. I thought it was well moderated by the guys over there, to be fair. mentioning Geo, yeah, kept a hold of it. He managed the fact that we had multiple Nathans, as we referred to earlier. You know what I mean? I thought it worked quite well. It was a little bit of over talking, but I don't think a great deal. No more than any other time.
Did you get a chance?
Covered a range of stuff. Yeah.
Did you get a chance to talk to Brenda?
I had a little chat with Brenda when she wandered in, looking at time zones, and how time zones it based on time being the passage of the sun, and we use it in celestial navigation. And we've gone through a lengthy thing there, and this is sadly the point of retardia, isn't it? With people like Brenda, when they wander and come piling in. Whoa! I've got a map here. This 24, and we spend 5 or so minutes Brenda going this 24. For us to look at the map to see it's a political time zone Mercator map, nothing to do whatsoever with anything that was being discussed. That's often a common theme, isn't it? But it was nice for Brenda to come back in and do the same old nonsense. Prove a point, give you the opportunity to demonstrate your knowledge further, and also show that she knows absolutely nothing about what she's talking about. To the point that when you're talking about the position of the sun in the sky for navigation and the mapping of that you pull up a political Mercator map to debunk it. It is a joke, but that I thought it was quite nice, to be fair. A bit of old school reminiscence.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah,
that's right. Old school reminiscence. And if you venture to kind of drown out the point that she's trying to make because it's incoherent, you're going to hear her tactic. This is her tactic. Yaha and nuh-uhs. That's it. That's all they are. If you try to do it one time when you listen to her.
Yes, you want to give him a citation today. She just said, no, that's not correct.
Yeah.
Not a citation.
Yep. Nuh-uh. And yaha. Yeah, that's what you got. Shout out to Professor Parks. He does the same thing. You think you're fooling people with your nonsense, right? Yaha, nuh-uhs. That's all you got. Good job. All right. So do we want to continue on what we had going last Tuesday? Sort of a.
What did we do last Tuesday?
Sort of a semi-treatment. We were reviewing a video from. Is this from? Hold on. Modern Day Debates, which are not debates. We had a little discussion going on with Mr. Predictions, Neckbeard Engineer, and Shit's at 10. Y'all forgot about that, didn't you?
Well, Wixit was good today. I have to admit that. Stuck to the points, back Nathan up, nothing about Ether. So, am I saying pull back the reins? I don't know. He was on point today.
I didn't even know Wixit was there. Maybe I talked to him. But the only person, there was a bit of Ether brought up, but somebody just kind of threw it in there and we addressed it. But I didn't hear Wixit mention Ether. I didn't even hear Wixit because I didn't recognize his voice. But
yeah, because he didn't mention it at all. He just backed Nathan up with the argument about starting a phone on a flat Earth. Sorry.
Probably no, I don't agree with you. I said I probably would have done if that had been mentioned. But genuine, when you said it, I didn't know that Wixit was there. It was a good. I see. This afternoon was a good. It was good. There was people bringing respectfully their misunderstanding to the table. Yeah, they were flat earthers, a miscomprehension, and by the end of it, to do with horizons, tip angle, certain things were laid out. But for the person that brought it to the table and the audience, thought it was quite nicely done. Even down to the point where the final conversation was about Ether, and a newbie asking, "I'm interested in it." and us getting down to the interested in what question, you know. Why do you think
Can I
there's
ask a
something
question?
to be interested in? Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Adam? Maybe I'm missing something, and maybe it's moved on from me, and I'm not comprehending it. But why are we not asking them to define what ether is first before we go forward? The same thing as gravity. Why are we not saying this ether? We immediately give them the theodolite and what they're measuring in the air, and nobody's telling me what the hell ether is.
Well, you see, Adam had an agenda, and I thought he made a very good point. But he did have an agenda. I appreciated the agenda. I also appreciated you in the background every like 45 seconds saying, "What is ether?"
I think it was every maybe 49 seconds. I don't know if it was 45.
You had a good point, though. Of course, they closed out on that point. I would have liked to heard that answer.
Was trying to nuance my response a little bit further to the point that, okay, you've got this interferometry data. Why does that data mean ether? That's the question I was asking the guy. Why? Why do you interpret that thing that you do not understand that seems to have some form of symmetry or the repeatability to it? Yeah, these things seem to happen. Apparently, again, a point of contention. But why do you then interpret that data into something that you cannot quantify? That's, I think, where we got him to that point. He recognised that we used the fact that it could have been unicorns swimming one way and the other that caused the distinguishment.
No, I like where you took it, Adam. I'm not saying I disagree with that. I'm just saying, why are we not getting them to define it first? But I have no
That's
problem.
what I'm
with the way
saying.
you took it.
I was having more fun making, at that point, you're using he's citing Michelson-Morley. So I'm asking him, what's Michelson-Morley measuring? Yeah, well, it's the same question. What are you measuring? What is it? What is it? What? Yeah.
Yep. He was asking the
So
question.
basically,
He was
you're
asking
the question.
basically, Neil, he was asking the question indirectly.
I just got it now. When you said that, I got it.
Yeah.
That's why I asked, am I missing something? I got you.
And more of a conceptual type of thing. Adam's overall point was to say, when you're off in imagination land, don't drop your standards that got you to imagination land.
That's the disappointing thing, isn't it? When you go into these places, and they're obviously people that have got themselves off the ball, with standards. It's how you get off, you know.
Yes.
And then this gent seemed to be like that, and he's saying, "But I want to learn more." And I hear people challenge that, but I recognise that I want to know more, right? Know more. I know that I'm not on a ball now, and I know how I prove that. Yeah. If I want to know this ether, I've got to use those same standards for me to know it.
Yes.
I'll be able to kid myself if I drop my standards. And that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with wanting to know more, and that's a lot of people yearn for that, myself included.
Yeah, I thought that was brilliant.
Don't drop your standards to just give yourself a narrative, which is no more valid than what the ball you've just stepped off.
Yep. It was a very strong point. I hope they got it. It was.
Yeah, I liked it.
It was a subtle Thor's hammer that I think was lost on most.
No, I think he got it.
You think?
Yeah, I think he understood clearly what Adam was saying, and I think he stepped back a little bit. If I could be wrong, because I was running in and out of the car, but I thought Adam got through to him.
So congratulations are in order for Nathan. I mean Adam.
Nathan. Well, that's if no. Nice chat. I didn't think it was particularly I was chatting to a newbie, it sounded like, and he took on board what he does with it, but he recognised the point. That's all you can ask someone. I don't ask them to agree. And that's the frustration sometimes. People like Brenda, you can't get them to recognise the point. The map being the point in case. She wouldn't even recognise that what she brought to the table had nothing to do with the table. Yeah, it was a political time map. That's the frustration in forums like that I think those guys would offer in the past, but that wasn't the case with this guy. That was him on his journey, and he, at least, like I said, don't ask him to agree, but he did honestly recognise the point and validate his recognition with me. So it's all you can ask of anyone, isn't it?
Yes. Betty, you still there?
What?
Oh, there she is. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't hear you for a while.
You told me to shut up?
I'm doing pretty good too, if anybody cared.
Good one, Fletcher.
Yeah, that was right on time, Flatsy. Good job. Touche. Okay, is that it for today?
I plumb tuckered out.
You plumb tuckered out.
I'm asking myself, am I plumb tuckered out? I don't think I am. I think I got a bit more in me. Where do you want to take us?
I wanted to go back to the neckbeard engineer and a lighter hand on Witsit.
What?
Huh?
Huh?
Up to you guys.
Comments are never against individuals, are they? They're against presentation, of which my words are open to criticism as well.
Sure. Are you saying there's no one above the law?
I'm thinking you were about to give points back or something after today. I thought there was a mitigation coming.
No. Not for me. I wasn't in there at the time. That's just what I've been hearing, from Neil and a couple other people.
Well, I don't know, because like I say, I didn't recognise if Witsit was talking when it was that I was talking to him. Like I said, the reason being because there was nothing Ethereum. That's got to be worth something.
Yeah, which basically, Adam, he was basically keeping them on track and getting them back on the point that Nathan was breaking down, and he was backing them up. Totally 100%. Nothing flimsy, nothing flamsy, no ether, no this, no that. Total acknowledgement of how this argument is powerful. Or this reality, should I say.
Well, I thought...
How many points is that worth?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was asking Neil, how many IQ points back is that worth?
I'm gonna just calling him Witsit. I'm gonna get off him because I think we're getting through to him. I do. I really think we are. And when Witsit first came out, I liked the kid. I did. And then when with the Zeta stuff came, he went off the freaking rails. Now Brian says that he was with Bob from the beginning, so I don't know if he was behind it 100%. I know he was very heavily into Heavy Side and Jabba the Hutt there. But if the guy's got sense, he will come to an understanding that ETH is not real. And he'll come back to reality.
Did I just hear an olive branch QE there from Neil?
Yes.
I'll jump on that branch with you, brother.
The way I
If
see
he doesn't think stupid, I'm right there with him.
Well,
he didn't say
aside
today.
from
hold on, Neil. Hold on, Elijah. Flatsy wanted to talk. Go ahead, Flatsy.
the way that I see it is that the olive branch was always there. He refused to take the olive branch. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Elijah.
I think that what you experience is not new or uncommon. Like, I know that side of Witsit, so it's like cool or whatever. But at the same time, yeah, the olive branch thing. I already I already said that this entire fiasco was all because of feelings. Actually, that's what Chocolate said. Feelings, but that I agree with him. It's feelings for how things rolled out against Jaren at the time. And it's just like for whatever reason it just spiraled out from that. Now obviously there are things that we're still gonna disagree with him on, I guess, and I don't understand why um this has to be an argument because every time I've spoken to him, I mean, he's never claimed that, you know, his claims had anything to do with anything scientific or whatever. So I just let him do him. And as far as debating, you know, he's all right
No,
when
let's not
when he's
repeat.
responding the way he was today.
No, they can't repaint the past. Witzit's IQ points came down from his own statements of retardia, right? All of which are engulfed in a certain viewpoint that's got nothing to do with flat Earth. This is where he contradicts himself. And he talks about flat Earth, he's strong. Yeah, really, really strong, as demonstrated today. That's kind of immaterial to what I recognised from Neil. Thing I'd be on board with is for us not to address those points anymore. If this is Witzit's approach in these things, then let's move forward. I think that's brilliant. But let's not pretend why those points were deducted. They're a dropping of standards. That's why you get points deducted if you drop your standards, don't you?
If his standards stay where they were today, I'll call him Witsit. He starts talking that foolishness again, then he shits it 10.
I didn't think he was going to say it. There's no need. I like that, Neil. It's a lot more respectful in light, yeah? I've had a bit of fun with it, but maybe you're right. It's time to let's move forwards, eh?
Okay. So we ready? Betty, you ready?
So we go on and bash on Witsit?
No, this is not a bashing. This is an evaluation. Mainly, I really wasn't, when I pulled this up, my mission wasn't to bash him. It was to bash the neckbeard engineer.
Right.
Willie.
So
However,
how do you? But I want to know what your stance is.
However, if he happens to show up on our evaluation and speaks, then he's entered Thunderdome.
I'm having flashbacks last week. No, we spent last week, I certainly finished last week giving Witsit applause for the way he didn't allow the bone that was thrown at him, which is an easy rebuttal, and he pulled the bloke back to the main point of destruction, even though he was throwing an easy win. I remember we weren't critiquing him overly. It was the other Muppet. And in fact, Witsit got lots of wicked. The only points of critique again when he introduced his religious beliefs into the debate about flat and ball.
What do you got to say about what does Betty have to say about that?
Yeah, I never liked the whole going after Witsit thing, and you guys know that. So I don't have an opinion on that, but I want to know what the opinion is of QE.
I don't have it.
You don't think it was?
Oh my God, that's Neil must be QE now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear. I don't have my. It's not on my car. Sorry.
You want to ask again?
Yes, I want to know what your point is on this and what you're going to do from now on.
My point of view has not changed. There is a double-speaking lion sewer rat out there, and that's not my opinion. That's an absolute fact. So, how I'm going to go forward from this?
Yes.
I'm just going to evaluate everything that comes out of anyone's blowhole, like I did from the beginning when I first entered Thunderdome.
Can I say something? That's what I'm saying. As long as he's in line and he's speaking properly, then we have no reason to evaluate him. But if he starts coming off with the nonsense that he's been spewing, then listen, it's got to be done. It's got to be done for the audience, Betty. I don't know why you're against it. Are you against the name call? Because everything QE has done when he reviews these videos on Witsit is justified.
The thing is, when you do all these things and say lying surrogate the whole time, that doesn't make people want to come back, in a sense. That olive branch is not extended. That's how I
bit,
feel.
Then stop
that
lying.
bit, Betty, is well. No, let me.
No,
This
when
is
will you
this.
ever have anybody come back? When will you accept it? So when will that olive branch for you be extended, QE? That's my point.
When the double-speaking lion stops.
Yeah, when is that? When is
That's.
that sufficient for you? When he's going to do that? If he stops talking about
I'm not in control. I
I'm
guess
not
that's
done
it.
yet.
Let's
I'm
get. I
not
guess
done
that's
yet. I'm not done yet.
Oh
When
God.
you, yeah, I'm done yet. Why don't you wait till I was done? So when you extend that olive branch, means that basically you stop doing treatments on him or say anything bad about him, and then he comes back and he can stop the lying. So when is it that it's enough? When is it enough? I don't get it. So when is someone able to be rehabilitated? What a word. When is that sufficient?
Hold on, Betty. You said the word.
When do
You said the word.
we meet
Okay.
the standards of QE? That's my point.
When a person's rehabilitated, that means they
Who
don't
is
go back.
QE? I'm waiting for QE to answer.
Are you done?
Yes.
Yeah. When the double-speaking lion stops, and a recognition that the double-speaking lying was going on beforehand, that's when it'll stop.
No, that's not enough.
Yes, it is. That's my answer.
No, because you cannot. You also attack him on the arguments that he's wrong about in the flat Earth scene. So if he's
Yes.
not got the debate all right and all in order according to your standards, he is not good, and he will be remaining a sewer rat.
No. If
The
he
of
makes
the lying kind.
no, if he makes good arguments, like a couple that he did the last time we reviewed this video, I
Yeah, but
reckon.
that doesn't make you see.
Wasn't done yet.
Yeah, I understand that.
So when he makes good arguments, like he did when we reviewed the video last week, I recognize that.
Yes, I understand that. But it doesn't make you not call him a lying sewer rat.
Taken. Can I ask Betty a question?
The thing
Betty,
is that he never will take back
God.
the things that you said to him. So I think sometimes it needs to be that you also need to take it back a couple of notches too.
Brought up being rehabilitated, Betty. And if somebody's not
No,
rehabilitated, can you treat them as though they're rehabilitated? No. There has
no,
to
not
be.
even.
According to whose standards?
It's
Neil.
well.
Well,
Can
Betty, if somebody's an alcoholic and they're still drinking, they're not rehabilitated.
It's not
Wait a
even
second.
about rehabilitation. It's not about
But wait, but she
rehabilitation.
used it. She
Listen,
used
Betty is asking.
Neil,
Betty
let
is
Eli speak. Let Eli speak. Just
Betty,
calm it
in my opinion, Betty, and hello, by the way, it's good to
Hi.
hear from you. I just think you're asking QE. Okay, well, I get you're asking QE to stop reminding people of what actually happened. If
No.
because if he's saying a lying sewer rat and he did lie, I mean, he's still out there calling us liars. What do you want? What do you want us? I mean, you know,
Can I add something?
all of the things he did,
Yeah.
he did the things that he did on tape. What are we
I
supposed to?
understand that, but
It's got to prove he's rehabilitated.
Neil, Betty, Eli, then Flatsy.
there's people that have done bad things, right? So if we keep on pounding on the people that did bad things, they will never be able to live normal lives or get back into a certain world, right? So stop and let people be able to come back in. And not calling them out on every like freaking thing. He knows it now.
I would agree that
I was so
and I
good
did say
that people would
sorry.
treat me at least that way, you know? That if I did something wrong, that I would not be keep reminded of the things that I did wrong, instead of being able to come back in with the good things that I did.
Hmm. I don't disagree there, and you know what? I don't want to be a hypocrite because I definitely did say that it's same as you guys have supported what Witsit has done today on the show earlier at FED. It's like when I'm in servers with him and it works like that where I'm merely paying attention to the argument. So I kind of ignore any grievances or, anything about personality. That's not important when the argument is on the table and I can kind of just be amicable and just let a good conversation happen and no one would be able to tell that we're beefing. And so yeah, I guess if you could just ignore the personality stuff, if the guy can that's the thing, though. I don't know how this bridge between him and QE is gonna happen. Like he's cool in some places, sometimes, like today, but how does he bridge the gap with QE and how does that work?
Yeah, but I
We'll
mean,
get to that.
who is the
Let
one that
Flatsy have
needs to
this.
do
Okay.
this, right? Who is the one that needs to bridge the gap? Is it that both needs to be able to do that, or is that just one side needs to crawl back on his like hands and knees and beg QE for forgiveness? What the hell?
That's a start.
No,
Neil.
that's not what
Flatsy,
he's.
No.
boys. Flatsy's turn. On Flatsy.
I think
I'm
my
waiting.
phone's gonna die, guys. I'm sorry. I'll be back.
So now
All
it's
right.
Neil's turn. Her phone died. Betty said rehabilitated. She used that as a comparison. If somebody's still drinking, they're not rehabilitated. If I still hear him talking about this nonsense without validation, then he's not rehabilitated. Okay?
Right.
But that's
He's
why I
got to
ask,
stick
how do
to
you?
the arguments.
That's why I ask, how would there possibly be a bridge here? Because on one hand, if you're having the kind of conversation that you had today, you can kind of ignore past grievances just to have that. But what is how's it gonna feel? I mean, because aren't there still fundamental wits it being honest with himself and QE being honest with himself? Like, don't they
No.
have fundamental differences?
No. Witsit, being honest with himself, believes in ether. Right? Nobody's here to stop Witsit believing in ether or anybody. Okay? We, as I've tried to outline earlier, we've got an objection where QE will, in his inimitable style, call him a lying, double talking to a rat, is when he uses his religious beliefs, as I've outlined, in flat Earth argument. It derails us, and it is double speaking a lot of the time. I don't know the sewer rat side, but it's certainly double speaking. It's not ad hom that QE is giving. Yeah, it is supported. Yeah. Now, that's where the criticism from our side is going to come when it comes in a flat Earth argument. If he starts a separate Church of True Earth channel and all we're preaching is ether, right, and we're not arguing with ballers as if then we're not going to have an objection. Yeah. Off you go. You're not double speaking. You're just speaking your own beliefs, unfounded as they are. You're welcome to that, but don't bring it here because that upset. Because you're actually hitting great numbers with it, and then we're left going, "Oh shit! Look at what we've got to address now, and look at the missed opportunities with the don't need to say doubles with the need to induce this religious rhetoric, and put it in the conversation when addressing the ball. There's no need And that's kind of, if you look at last week's show, kind of where we had points of objection with Witsit, and like today, when we're actually dealing with ball versus flat, he's top of the pile, isn't he? He's on it. As a debater, he can be very focused. Yeah. And there's nothing but credit there. But what there is when he invokes his own religious stuff into this is great insult to us. And as I mentioned earlier, a demonstration of the lowering of standards. I finished.
That was well said, Adam, and I agree 100%. Stay on point. Like today, you got all the credit in the world. It was beautiful. I loved it. But if he's gonna make a video tomorrow, Betty, it's the people that he's leading astray with this. You gotta focus on the people out there.
How many people are leading people astray, Neil, and how many people can you address?
Okay, so you address everyone that comes across your path. I see
Yeah.
anybody leading anybody
How about
astray,
you?
they come
might
across my
have a
path,
blind
we
spot?
get them.
How about you having a blind spot and you might be leading people astray? Would God hold you accountable for that?
Show me where I'm leading anybody
Especially
astray,
when
Betty.
you hold people
Hold on,
accountable. You will be
Betty,
accountable.
Betty, first of all, don't even get me started with the rejection of Christ. It came out of his mouth and all of that other stuff. I don't lead people astray. If I find something is not truth, then I'm not gonna be the one preaching it. Yeah, if something turns out to be not true, then I'm not gonna stand behind it no more. But it's validation, right? Once something's validated, you can't unvalidate it.
You don't know what you don't know, Neil. So you can never say that you know all
I take it back. Kill us. You know what? He shits at 60 now. We'll start from there and work our way down.
So the
I
question.
don't know why you can come to that conclusion. By the way.
So the question. Do you want to ask the question again, Betty, so everyone's clear on your question?
You want me to ask you again? Will you give an answer, a straight one?
I did the last time.
Yeah. So why would I need to repeat it then?
Okay.
For the audience, again, for the audience.
No.
As an audience member, I felt like that was a very brilliant exchange. As was.
As was, all right.
That's Brian today too. He said, "No, that was good right there. Stop."
All right, we ready?
Ready for what?
I thought we were going to continue on, but I don't know. We're probably not going to do the whole thing, but we're going to start over from where we left off.
With who?
Neckbeard Engineer and Witsit. Shout out to Betty.
Oh, that was the point of my question. Oh.
We good, Betty?
Yeah, you start. Don't wait about. Don't wait around me.
Don't wait around you.
Yeah, I'm not that important.
Oh, yes, you are. Au contraire. I deemed you that important. That's why I asked you.
Somebody said in the chat about God forgiving Betty. Do you think that I need forgiveness, QE?
We all need forgiveness.
Yeah, exactly. And salvation. That's why we have Christ. But we should not do that to our neighbors and brothers and sisters, right?
Should not do what?
We should do the same thing. Give them the same courtesy, forgiving them 7 times 7. Remember that?
I do.
Okay, so there you go.
When we forgive, Neil, when we forgive, does that not require the recognition of the admonishment that you're forgiving them for first? They don't realize what you're forgiving them for. What's your forgiveness worth? You don't know.
Good
That's
There's
point,
it.
Adam.
another thing. There's another
Forgive
There's
them.
another thing,
Well,
right?
hold on a second,
Because
Elijah. Hold on a second, Elijah.
I'm not
Elijah,
sympathetic.
hold on. Let Betty respond.
I said, God said, Jesus said, right? Forgive them, for they do not know what they did, right? And everybody after, like generations after him, would crucify Jesus, right? So it's an
But I'm
ongoing
not
thing.
God. I'm not God. I'm not
Yeah,
one
but
one
we
different,
are
you know. See,
basically under God and
I
having to do the same thing that he did. Forgive,
think there needs to be a point of
forgiving.
recognition. See, forgiveness is worth what if the person that's forgiving doesn't know what they've done? There's a point of admonishment, a moving forwards point. There has to be a point of agreement, a point where you have the agreement of where the disagreement began. If you can't have
No,
that,
no,
then your
Agree. You
forgiveness.
can't say he's forgiven the world for
I
they
don't.
know not what they do during the crucifixion, as us supposed to be forgiving everybody, and we don't even know what we're forgiving them for. What are we forgiving them for? Walking around forgiving
It,
everybody? We don't even know.
You
and
can
it's a
forgive
fair
people for
analogy
maybe have
if
hold
I was
wrong
omnipotent.
truths.
Hold on. Too many people talking. Betty, go ahead. Then finish.
You can forgive people for holding the wrong ideas, for holding the wrong arguments, for holding the wrong truths, right? If somebody wants to believe in ether, who am I to say anything about that?
yeah,
I think
you
I
can't.
made that point.
It's not a salvation issue. Let's all agree about on the gospel and not on anything else. Right?
They
It's
say
all
that's what they
bogus
say.
anyway.
Well, that's true, but doesn't that make it more just this general? Well, I'm just gonna have this approach to life and my brothers and sisters that I will be courteous and I will forgive them when they do things. We can't forget though that sometimes there are liars and sometimes there are people that are so sinister that they're no longer here to forgive. Like Abel can't forgive Cain. So, unlike Jesus, who can forgive everyone after the fact, we don't really get that luxury when we're stabbed in the back.
I think we do. I think that when there's people that have family members being killed and the victims, right, you have in front of the court and there's the guy that did it and the the mom or the dad of the victim says, "I forgive you," right? That's something. And I think that Abel, and he is still in paradise, he can forgive Cain, right? I think that's the whole point. After the fact, we all did the bad things in our lives, and Jesus still forgives us and forgets it.
Oh, wait a
After
second. Cain
that,
was mocked. He wasn't forgiven.
But I
that's a
think the
different
point here
story.
is like it goes, "Oh, I'm sorry for like killing you." Go, "What do you mean you didn't kill me? I'm not." Yeah, you can only apologize so that person's cognizant of the thing that you're apologizing for. You don't know, and unless you are at the point of being Christ, and it's a nonsensical statement in how humans interact.
The forgiving part, Adam, has done nothing to do with the one that you forgive. The forgiving part has all to do with how you are.
That's fine,
Yeah,
okay, and then you can take that worldview, keep doing it. But the
yeah.
next time the person comes up with retarded contradiction, are you not still duty bound to point out that that's retarded
Yes, but it doesn't mean that
contradiction,
you
and
have to
then
shun
say,
the
and
person.
forgive me for pointing out your retarded contradiction?
Yeah,
And
but
the
you
next
don't
time they
need
do
to
it, have
shun
you
the
got to
person.
point out their retarded contradiction and go, forgive me for
But you
that?
don't need to shun the person.
No, you're not shunning the person. You're just constantly pointing out the
Yeah,
retarded
but that's
contradiction.
something different than calling people names and call them retarded and liars and keeping them in that position. That's not forgiving.
If he does it again, what do? You not point
Hold
out his
on.
retarded contradiction.
Yeah, you just
He
point out a
keeps himself in
contradiction. You
there.
don't even call them names to the guy.
But Betty,
No,
he keeps himself in that position by reasserting it.
Neil,
It's been
Neil,
dealt with how many
Neil,
times?
Neil, just a second. I'm not asking to keep calling him names. As I keep saying, pointing out its retarded contradiction, justifying it
I didn't
before you
say
say it.
anything
So it's
about
not ad
that.
hom. You're just pointing out to those
Yeah.
that don't know its retarded contradiction that it is just that.
Yeah.
Is
Call
that
it
attacking
call
him?
it a retarded contradiction and be done with it, not call them names.
I'm with you, and that's why I was supporting the Wits hit. That's why I'm surprised. I know he's backtracked now, Neil, but that's why I was pleased with that, because that is. I'm happy with pointing out constantly retarded contradiction or religious doctrine that somebody's invoking in a flat earth argument. It's a lowering of our standards. That's what I want. What I don't want to do
That
is
I'll
back off
agree with.
from that.
I will agree
Neil,
with that.
shut up. I'm not finished.
But you
What I
claim
don't
so.
want.
That's what I said.
No, that was the point to stop. Right? What I don't want to do is back off from pointing it out. What I want to do is step forward and point it out more. Yeah, politely, as I don't think I'm too abrasive. But what I don't want to do is not call it retarded contradiction, because it is. I want to call it that. I don't want to be labeled aggressive when somebody is double speaking. I want to be happy in my own boots, and the rest of us not attacking me or anyone else when we are calling it for what it is.
Yeah, then call it a lie and don't call him a liar.
Well, no, because the
What?
lie came out of his mouth, which makes him the liar. Come on. That's my point. That unnecessary, fluffy, woke mitigation, which doesn't mean anything different. It's just new speak. Yeah. So you can feel what? He's a liar. If somebody's lied, they're the liar. If he doesn't say the liar, then they're not the liar. Yeah.
Anybody who cares,
Claim.
I made it home safely. And whenever you're done, I'll say what I needed to say. Sorry.
Your interruptions. I was done there. Off you go, mate.
I was just gonna say that the people that are following him, that are hanging on his every word, is what I worry about. So, and I was almost one of those. He had me, like, he and all of those people had me so confused about just scripture alone, let alone all of that other stuff. Like, that led me astray for a while, and it had me really confused and put a strain on my marriage, on my life. Like, that kind of stuff really does. It matters that you don't lie. If you don't know, don't say you know.
Correct. I'm gonna back you up 100%, because you almost had me with that too, with all of this nonsense that he speaks about in the Bible. But we'll keep that separate. If you're the one lying, you're gonna be called a liar. Now, do we have to call him a lying sewer rat? Maybe not.
So now where do we go? Like,
There you go.
because there's two different. I could have never been swept away or almost fooled, because at the, like the standard that we want here is the kind of standard where people can actually listen to someone's argument and for themselves determine whether it's valid or not. No one should be almost duping anyone. I mean, I understand that it happens, but also realize that that's why we're here. That's the kind of healing that this place, people like QE, give to others when he's, talking about logical fallacies and this stuff, because it exposes, well, the liars.
Right. I got caught up in all of that Mickelson Morley. It wasn't until not from Witsit, from the other side, let's just say. It wasn't until I got here and started getting educated with QE and Nathan that I couldn't be duped anymore. So we're going to stop them from doing that?
I want to know from Betty on which direction I should go here, Betty. Just where are you going to point me to? Where you want me to go?
I just want you to lay back a little. Just just don't be on it so much. Like you were last time with if he says good points, well, good point, right? If he says bad point, you say that about everybody. Don't keep on pressing in on the lying sewer rat the whole time. Just lay off that and just move on. It's done.
It's called earning your stripes. At the moment, he's a lying sewer rat. When he stops lying, he'll just be a sewer rat. It's all good.
That's not what she's going for, Matrix.
I like that reversal.
I get where you're going, Betty. Don't worry.
Brilliant.
All right, so shall
I
we?
think what's being asked for,
All right.
Huey, from Betty, is a reduction in the colour commentary as comedically reversed by Matrix. Yeah, he's just a double speaker. And maybe a liar if you can demonstrate it. But the sewer rat has nothing to do with any logical formulation of truth. That little bit of colour commentary from my gleam is Betty's critique. Am I right, Betty?
Yes.
Double speaking
I have
liar,
no
fine.
problems
Double
with
speaking
calling
lying
out-
sewer rat isn't.
I have no problems of calling out certain stuff that's wrong. Obviously wrong, right? I have no problem with that. But the fact that we keep on pounding on people doesn't make them different. Makes them more rebellious and more prone to go the other way.
I get
And
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the olive branch won't be extended. So olive branches usually would help if both parties would sort of come together, right?
So you're saying that I should drop the shape-shifting Mr. Magoo Ether Clown double-speaking lion sewer rat shits at 10, drop that, and just go back to Witsit?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, we could have got there a lot faster than the last 40 minutes.
You already said you were going to do that 40 minutes ago.
I asked you the question straight, and you didn't want to come back on it.
What do you
So
mean? I answered it
we have to basically
directly
go
straight.
through all this.
Rewind. I answered it directly straight. I mean,
I'm
in
not going back
between
on
your
this.
interruptions.
To be clear, I said it. Sorry, to be clear, I said maybe I'll just call him Witsit. I didn't hear QE say that.
Well,
Thanks,
you
Neil.
said it now.
Sorry, Betty, go ahead.
You said it now, did you?
Said what now?
That you're just going to go and call him Witsit instead of whatever?
I asked you which direction I should go, and I asked the question that would it be amenable to you if I dropped the shape-shifting Mr. Magoo Ether Clown double-speaking lion Surat shits at 10 and then just called him Witsit? And you said,
Yeah.
yes, that would
Yeah.
be better.
Yeah. And what are you going to do about that then? Since we didn't get there yet.
Perhaps call him Witsit for today as a small step.
Wow. We've just been to the moon, guys.
Other than I thought we'd actually renegotiate to at least double speaking liar Witsit, which seemed to be, from your position, valid, Betty.
Again? Sorry.
As long as they're justified beforehand,
Oh,
so
wait a
that they're
second.
not ad hoc.
Wait a second.
Oh.
If we hear him lie again, are we supposed to call him a liar? I'm sorry, Adam. You're stopping and I'm in the car. I'm sorry. I'll just freaking go on mute and I won't say shit. How about that?
Don't worry, it's just funny. Like interrupted Tourette's.
Interrupted Tourette's. Yeah. Let's move on, QE. I'm done.
You talking about to the
I'm just going to be me, and you guys will just be you.
No,
That's
no.
all right.
I asked you a question. Do you want us to move on to the neckbeard engineer and Witsit discussion?
Yeah, like I said, move on.
All right. But everyone ready? Is that everything okay? Did everyone get their thoughts heard and your feelings heard?
Well, I got one more. Well, that's
wait a
the
minute.
best test.
Is
Run
that
the
it?
video.
Feelings? You think this is a
Brilliant,
feeling?
Neil.
My goodness.
Not like that, Betty. Test him out. Run the video. Let's see.
Run it.
Unbelievable. For QE, this is all feeling. Nothing but feelings.
Oh, that was good.
Right?
That was,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. You should hear me sing crazy.
Oh, we were supposed to, but somebody reneged.
Still waiting. Still
Yeah.
waiting.
Keep on waiting forever.
Let's play QE for God's sakes. I'm not
Yeah,
doing any
for
more
God's sake.
singing.
You know, Flatsy, we could start a band. I play the bass. You play the guitar and sing. Let's get this thing going and make some money.
Oh, I forgot about Justin, the guy who looks like he's given up on life all the way through.
What, the spider monkey bite?
Yeah, spider monkey ear bite. Yeah.
Is that okay, Betty, or should I drop that too?
Sorry, I missed it. Somebody said something in the chat.
Yeah. Nathan, I mean Adam, just made a comment about Justin down here in the left-hand corner down here, and I asked you so I can move forward with a clear conscience that I can probably drop the spider monkey bite.
Yeah, I suppose. You said it the
Even though you laughed at it last week.
Yes, I know.
Standards. Nothing more than standards.
Are going down the toilets and they're being contradicting.
People liars.
Everyone's singing.
Rats, right?
Everyone's singing their statements. All right, fair enough.
Somebody said in the chat, she's Dutch and she ain't begging. That's for sure.
And she ain't what?
She ain't begging for money.
What? Never mind. I don't want to. Just disregard. I didn't ask that question.
The Dutch are cheap, they say. It's kind of funny.
Okay, let's review just to get everyone up to speed. This was a discussion because it's on modern day debate, but we already established there's no debating here, and there never was and never will be. Well, I can't say in the future there never will be. So let me just state that up to this point, from the beginning to this point right here, there's been no debate. I haven't heard a single one. And this is a discussion between William, neckbeard engineer, up there in the left-hand corner, who's praying to the god of, I don't know, pond scum or who knows, and then Whitsitt. And they're discussing, the main thing I wanted to go over was what we went over last week was predictions. If you guys don't remember, if you want to catch up, just go watch last week's show, and it'll catch you up to speed. But this discussion continued. We stopped it last week, and I said, let's get back to it next week. And here we are. Any questions? Little bit more background. He is obviously William the Neckbeard. He is obviously from the heliocentric side of the matter, and Whitsitt is on the sort of the flat side, I think. And Justin, I don't think he wants to go anywhere but home. Go ahead.
Can I ask a question? Is this? Let me make a prediction. That some of these guys are going to be predicting that cyclical events can be predicted.
I think that's what we went over last week.
So I'm right then.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if I have no idea where this is going to go, to be honest with you. If I did watch, I forgot. I don't know where this is going. I'm going to start it where it stopped. Good?
Yeah, thank you.
Let me start it. I'm going to do a little sound check, and then I'll back up. So I'll go about 8 seconds to see if everyone's hearing it okay. And then I'll retrace my steps. Got it? You ready? You ready to listen? Make sure you turn it up. Yeah? It's being shared in Discord. We don't have to worry about YouTube because I got them covered. Good? Okay, here we go.
Equivalence to get little g. You can use an electromagnetic equivalence to get big G.
Wait, are you trying to say Newtonian physics is wrong?
Well, what I'm saying is that...
Is that what you're...
Okay, did everyone hear that?
Yes, we heard it.
Clear enough to respond in the affirmative to him, yeah.
Let me try to turn it up just a little bit more. I'll turn me down just a little bit. Let me go back. Can I pull a J? Close enough. All right, here we go.
Electrostatic equivalence to get little g. You can use an electromagnetic equivalence to get big G.
Wait, are you trying to say Newtonian physics is wrong?
I don't know if that's what he's trying to say. Look at his shocked face. Yes, it was debunked over 108 years ago with Einsteinian mechanics. So yes, that's what I'd be trying to say. Anyone else have a? No? Good?
That's exactly what I'd say.
Okay.
Well, I just said I would say yes. Correct, William.
We don't, I have 35 citations stating as much. We don't need to go through those, do we?
Hey, maybe I'd say it more sarcastically to William. Of course, William. Do you? Why? Do you deny Einstein? I would just put it to him like that.
Yeah.
Because that's fundamentally the point you want to make to him, whether he's realised it or not yet. Because he clearly hasn't, which is why he's standing behind the shield of Newton right now, thinking it's solid.
Okay.
Yeah, he's phrased the question in such a way where it would be ridiculous for anyone to say yes to that question.
Yeah. You'd pull out your quote, QA, wouldn't you?
I have a few, yes. Not a
That's
quote.
what I'd say. So that's
not
the
a quote,
point
a
of the-
whole boatload of citations. Now, I really don't need those. I can demonstrate it, or better yet, have him demonstrate how Newtonian mechanics does work. That would be best.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to say, well, of course, I deny that they're true, because at least I agree with Einstein, don't you?
Yes.
And leave him to figure the rest.
Good point. Okay, let me play it through. Let's see what Witsit has to say. Shout out to Betty.
Use an electromagnetic equivalence to get big G.
Wait, are you trying to say Newtonian physics is wrong?
Well, what I'm saying is that...
Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm actually saying...
So he's saying no. Witsit said Newtonian mechanics is not wrong. Am I allowed to object, Betty? Or just continue?
You're going to ask me every time?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
I think I could deal with that.
Freaking lying sewer rat.
Hey, Neil.
So I'm the good angel. Neil is the bad angel.
Yes. I'm not. That would ruin everything. I made my point.
Well, I was about to challenge you because we've not heard much of a rebuttal, but then I did realise that actually, opposed to whatever we all said, Witsit agreed that they are correct.
Yes.
Right. So we've had very little rebuttal, but it started with something that we've all have a contradiction to. Everyone on this panel, I assume, yeah, actually would have said, no, don't agree with them. And Witsit doesn't agree with them. He said yes. That's the what does the neutral hear there, Betty? You get me? Did they hear someone who's confused, or did they hear a contradicting possible liar?
You guys gonna run everything?
Yeah, they are, Betty. I'm sorry. That's my fault. This is not let's burn Betty at the stake. I'm not gonna ask her again. Okay? Let's just move on with the substance of the discussion. Okay?
All right, then. Sad that it only took 4 seconds for the first point that we've been discussing. Why we shouldn't discuss it. It's cropped up.
Yeah, is that okay, Betty?
Shut up, Neil.
I'm directing to Betty.
Yeah, but the problem here is not the borders. The problem is that Witsit has his own paradigm that he believes in, and he's willing to go along with their paradigm to try and show them how their paradigm works perfect with his paradigm. And that's the problem.
Yeah, but it brings him into trouble, right? That means
But
that
that's his
he's
own
not
business.
a good debater. And he will find that out soon enough.
That was perfect,
He'd be a
Brian.
great debater if he came out of that stuff. If Witcher would stop with that stuff, Witcher would be a brilliant debater.
Yeah. But
He's
then
well
again,
able.
he's not on
He's
that level
known for
yet,
being able to
right?
debate.
He's not on that
Sorry?
level yet. Move on.
to get little g. You can use an electromagnetic equivalence to get big G.
Wait, are you trying to say Newtonian physics is wrong?
Well, what I'm saying is
Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm actually saying is if you're going to claim...
Pause. What the hell? Got a flat earther saying you can get a electromagnetic equivalence of big G. What does not big G require pinballs in space? What are we saying here, guys?
It requires a downward bias.
We've gone another
Hold on, he
5
actually-
seconds. We're reifying space. Why? I can get an electromagnetic. So the only reason for saying that is what? This is my objection, Betty. And we're now 10 seconds in. We've had a double speak or a straight lie because he doesn't believe in Newtonian. And now my objection, the only reason he's done this, further lie, is to introduce his religious philosophy. The only reason he'd allow balls in space, electromagnetic balls in space now, to introduce electromagnetic ether nonsense. This is the objection.
Yeah, he actually said he could demonstrate orbits. I heard him on a debate say that.
I can show you the flat Earth elevation angles that are taken to presuppose.
We're only
an
dealing
orbit.
with what he said. Sorry, Adam. We're only dealing with what he said now.
Point.
Okay? Not what he said before. Not what he said 2 years ago in the locker room. Just what he's saying now. Follow?
That's what's upset me. That's what these past 10 seconds we've had 2 points of interjection. One which is to deny his own point, which he would deny Newtonian mechanics, or Newtonian physics. There you go. Remember from last week that interswitcheroo that they kept using because none of them sure what they actually mean when they say those words. And now into this invocation of balls in space to allow what electrostatics.
An electrostatic equivalent is what I heard. I'm pretty surprised at you, Adam. You're really diving in with both feet. You're going to draw the ire of somebody here on the panel.
Well, I'm only responding to what I'm hearing. And as I made quite clear, which is entitled to whatever religious beliefs, but if we're in modern day debate and it's ball versus flat, yeah, at what point and what benefit to flat earth is somebody bringing in their own unsubstantiated religious beliefs as a rebuttal to when somebody's just addressed him like this with Newtonian mechanics? Why would you do, like I say, why would you come to an initial agreement, admit balls in space, you can substitute electrostatics for that? Why are you doing that? You're representing us, and what I'm saying is, when you speak like that, you're not. And we need to object at this point and make it loud and clear, our objection. Well, as soon as you start this, you're not speaking for us. The way you behaved this afternoon, no one's going to make a slightest objection. If you do this, you've got no other option but to object because it is not representative of our standpoint. In fact, it undermines it.
Can we continue?
I think so. I'm a bit ranty, but go on. Carry on.
Yes, you are quite ranty today.
The Earth's a ball flying around the sun, and that gravity is causing all the planets to orbit. You need to provide us an actual big boy explanation of it, not just math. We need physics.
Not just math, also observation. That's my entire.
No,
opening
we
was.
need physical explanation.
So
That's
can
what
we move
physics
on to
is.
another subject? What's it? Are you okay with that?
Wait, but this is the problem. Whenever you guys supposedly use satellites and you do all this stuff with satellites, you say that this is what you do. I want to show that even when people study this stuff, that they don't know it. Whenever you supposedly put a satellite up, you use Newtonian mechanics. Well,
Huh? Really? Can somebody show me that?
It's a falling around situation in orbit. They can claim that it's Newtonian mass attracting mass, but Newton didn't claim that. It's all screwed up.
Oh no, it's so you claim when you put something into a second law of thermodynamics violation that you're using Newtonian mathematics for that thing that's impossible to do because it's a second law of thermodynamics violation. And I'd agree to that statement. Maybe they do justify putting objects into a second law of thermodynamics violation with Newtonian mathematics. Before you.
I'd like to see that.
No, you won't see it. You'll only see it in the mathematics. That's all they do. Put it into a place it cannot go in the maths. That's how you know it's there, because they've shown you in. They can't actually show it you there because you can't go there. But they show you in the maths how they'd put it there, but using Newtonian mathematics, and it all makes sense, doesn't it?
No, I'd like to see the mathematics. Not that I wasn't going to touch on, the belly laughing.
Nuancy little git.
I want to see the Newtonian mechanics. Witsit gave it to him. Now, he might have said it earlier, so I'm not going to jump on Witsit, but Witsit gave it to him. I would like to see let's see what he says first. Let's see what the beard engineer says. Neckbeard.
Oh, sure, it works mathematically, but that has huge implications.
Adam, did you just hear what I said?
Yeah.
Then why are you still talking?
Because I was paying you a compliment if you'd have heard it.
Shut up, Betty.
I was saying, well, I'll finish it if you want the compliment, or I won't if you don't.
Go ahead, get it all out, and let me know when you're done. Betty's
I knew it. Bye. There you go. I was saying, yeah, play it and then we'll explain why you're being such a nuanced sod, because that's a really good point in of itself. Something I learned last week was what I was going to say.
I didn't hear any.
I
didn't hear any compliment in there.
I didn't either.
I know. Well, play the bit then, and then we'll point the nuance, because what you're saying is, where's the Newtonian, right? Where's this Newtonian thing that's doing these calculations?
Yes.
Let's see the claim.
It's based on the distance.
There is not.
But it's based on the distance. So they'll send a satellite up a certain distance in their paradigm. And that distance, depending on the type of distance, will also, and the type of orbit will have around the globe. It's only a two-body issue. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's just that object of that size and mass, right, in relation to this object and of this size and mass.
Okay. I want to see it.
Yeah.
No, you see, that's not what I thought he was meaning, Bri. That's almost plausible in a Newtonian way. It's limited. I thought you meant just firing the thing in the air and resolve that with Newtonian mechanics. Show me that. Because that's something I tried to find to disprove you, because I thought it'd be there, but it isn't.
I want to see the whole thing. I want to see the whole thing. Right from the beginning, when you say satellite, from that point to where it's ending up, I want to see the Newtonian mechanics. But I'm not sure yet because he hasn't said it. He may have said it earlier, but he hasn't confirmed it yet. That's why I want to get to it. Okay?
QE, are you referring to, is he going to add in things that aren't Newton?
Am I referring to what?
In the mathematics, are you saying within the mathematics that they're going to claim, are they adding in things that wasn't part of Newton's stipulations?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I want to see.
Okay.
First of all, I want to confirm by Neckbeard, the engineer, that there is Newtonian mechanics with satellites. That's what I want to see. But I haven't gotten there yet because he hasn't confirmed what Whitsitt has given him. Follow? Good. Let's see what he says. Let's hear what he says.
You use Newtonian mechanics. Well, sure, it works mathematically, but that has huge implications physically. It accounts for real inertial forces.
Look at him.
Which is specifically impossible. And if Newtonian mechanics was true, right, then the Earth can't be orbiting. So why can't you use Einsteinian mechanics to solve for it? Because it's fundamentally different with the ECI. Because the atomic clocks account for their change of velocity relative to the center of the ECI frame. So you can't use Einsteinian mechanics, but you have to in your paradigm. So if you actually are putting satellites up, all it proves is that the Earth has to be stationary because you have to use a Newtonian mechanics. And
do you think they only use Newtonian mechanics to design satellites? Have you designed any satellites?
Uh-oh. Well, we got up to this point. I haven't had, I guess it's partly Newtonian mechanics, according to the neckbeard.
Well, I think what Whitsitt is referring to is the fact that Newton's laws of motion require, which are part of his mechanics, require an inertial frame of reference.
That's correct.
So maybe I'm wrong now, but just on the initials.
No, I think you might be right, but I'm not trying to discern what Whitsitt is saying. I'm trying to get what Neckbeard is saying. His claims. I'm trying to get more information here. And he just said, well, Whitsitt, do you think that we just used Newtonian mechanics? I think that's what he said. Let's go pull a fiver.
Yeah.
And
do you think they only use Newtonian mechanics to design satellites?
So now it's to design the satellite. Well, that's another level now. I want to see the Newtonian mechanics used to design a satellite. Right? Am I wrong?
No, you're 100% right, because what's going on here is we have two ballers who don't understand their own claims. They're just parroting things they've heard from other people. Yes. They don't understand. I'd be very doubtful that any of these actually understand Newtonian mechanics.
We've got two fuckwits trying to Jedi mind trick each other right now. Hit me a J and play for the next 30 seconds and see if anything makes sense, if it's not just egotistical statement posturing.
Okay.
Trying to get somebody to admit a false negative or something. Listen to it. Just nonsense. Are you saying that they only use Newtonian mechanics? Nonsense statements.
Okay.
Design satellites? Well, that wasn't addressing the previous point, but let me give you a bullshit statement that maybe throw you off. Yeah, this is what's called in the world of deer, male deer, stags. This is just called rutting. Bullshit. You're not really fighting. You're not engaging properly. You just kind of, isn't it? Just nonsense.
Okay, I pulled a J.
Intellectually, it's gibberish. Yeah.
I pulled a J. I'm going to go to 4640 and stop it. Ready?
Actually are putting satellites up. All it proves is that the Earth has to be stationary because you have to use a Newtonian mechanics. And
do you think they only use Newtonian mechanics to design satellites? Have you designed any satellites recently?
I haven't designed satellites, but
that's right, because
I really thought that's what we were going to talk about. That's what you specialized in.
I didn't say I designed satellites, did I? You would know if you did design satellites that they don't only use Newtonian physics. They absolutely use relativity to.
There you go.
So he
idiots.
designed satellites himself, right? But he asked Whitsitt if he has, and then he still states something about it. And I'm thinking, huh? So doesn't he give like different standards too? That guy?
He's a false expert, is what he is.
Yeah, he claims that another one should have that experience and knowledge, but he doesn't have it himself.
He just claimed that he, like Whitsitt, isn't a satellite engineer. But if you were, you would understand that satellite engineers use both Newtonian and Einsteinian, those two very compatible things, together to build satellites. That's what these pair of Muppets have just kind of beat out over those 30 seconds. It's retardia.
Yeah.
What you have is
also a hypocrite.
Apologies, Betty.
Statement. Okay.
It is, because what's happening is you have the ballers trying to stand on a podium being your teacher when they don't even know what they're talking about. This is a consistent thing that seems to happen with a lot of voters, isn't it? They want to become your teacher, yet they don't know what they're talking about. The students that they think are, the people they think are students are always correcting them, but yet they keep on trying to be the teachers. These two guys obviously have no idea what they're talking about because they're inferring both Newtonian and Einsteinian
Brian,
simultaneously.
he even says it, Whitson. He says, "Stop trying to act like you're teaching me."
He's right to say that because they do. Like, let's be honest.
I agree.
If push comes to shove, Whitson would teach these two. If you want to talk about, if you want to talk about heliocentric paradigm, Whitson would teach these two. Whitson would be the expert.
Brian, this guy down here, it's not these two, it's this one. This guy is just the moderator. The spider monkey bite. Oh, forgive me. The moderator down here in the left corner.
Sorry, QE. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, you're right about that. Sorry. He'd still be teaching him, though.
Yeah. Brian, he's clinically dead right now, Justin. Yeah. He'll be brought back later on.
To explain a lot of the motions that they're going to have to go through because, yeah, they're up high. They don't obey the normal everyday, day-to-day movements that we see on the day Earth, which is what Newtonian physics is. So, no.
Huh? Anyone garner
And that's
any?
what Newtonian physics is. You see, now we all understand the education from the Muppet Monkey. It says you build satellites based on Newtonian and Einsteinian. Build satellites based on those things.
Yes.
Muppet Monkey.
At what point do you need to carry on? Just hold this boy to the words that have come out. Not worth it. You see, respect to Whitset, he's trying to make his own point here. There's no need. This guy's an absolute numpty. Just repeat what he's just said and ask him to re-explain it. Because we're so dumb, we don't understand how you use Newtonian and Einsteinian mechanics build satellites.
You're wrong when you say they only use Newtonian physics to design satellites. That's patently wrong.
No. What I would like
orbital
to
mechanics. Go back to my subject that I brought
uses...
up back in the beginning of this conversation, where I asked you to explain the rotation of the stars around the poles, please.
I think you're.
He just strawmanned Whitset there a minute ago. I heard him do it when you played it the last time. Whitset didn't say that. Whitset's trying to get him clear on his claim, and he had to strawman Whitset there. Because I think he realised that Whitset knew more than he thought he did or something, and he needed to strawman him, saying, you said they only use Newtonian. Whitset never said that. From what I heard, he didn't say anything like that.
I thought I was getting deja vu here, Brian. This is last week's. This is where we ended. Because Whitset's now, this is the bone he gets thrown. That's where I gave respect to it, because he's just thrown him star rotation. Right, lovely. Oh, we'd all love that, won't we? But respect to Whitset, as I remember, no, he brings him back. I think that's where we ended it, QE, weren't it? Maybe not. You want an orange? Psych. Make a wish, babe.
Yeah.
Well, just to keep the conversation
Wait.
going.
What happened?
You were on an orange. We know.
No. I just took a little break. I put all my chips down, and I said, okay, Brian has come in, and I know Adam's going to have a sort of a rebuttal with it, and I said it's probably safe that I can take a small break and get back in time.
You failed.
See, this is what happens when you assume.
Yep.
And Betty,
all that happened was that
Go ahead.
All that happened is that I said that that guy had completely strawman Whitset because he was desperate. I think that he caught on that Whitset was about to trap him with his own BS, because I think he copped on to that and he tried to strawman Whitset. And Adam came in, and I can't remember, Adam, what your point was. I leave you make it yourself again.
I said this is where we ended last week, because this is where we paid kudos to Whitset. The guy's about to throw in the star rotation rebuttal, completely off topic, in desperation, which shows you how bad William's doing. And as I remember, Whitset doesn't allow that, and he brings him back. But I'll need you to press play.
And then why was Betty laughing when I just attempted to sit down?
Because there was a silence after this. And I said, he's probably eating an orange. And Adam said the same thing at the same time.
Nope, that
It
was
was
yesterday. I don't eat the same foods every day, so that was an orange.
The thing is, what was funny was that we actually at the same time said orange.
It's deja vu all over again. And just to let everyone know for your information, 5 minutes ago, I asked my wife to make me a mess of broccoli. And she had come in, and while they were talking, no one heard me. I ate all the broccoli.
Yeah, you can eat that, munch that on that pretty easily, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now, sorry, I don't have ADHD. I'm going to get back on topic and focus. So here we go. We know what Neckbeard's trying to do. He's trying to get out of his design of satellites with Newtonian mechanics and Einstein's relativity, which is a tear-jerking belly laugher, and he's trying to get out of this, what he got himself into, by diverting to another train wreck topic. That's where we're at. Here we go.
Scared because let's wrap this a little fast. I want to point out and see if you can answer this. All right. So
no, I'm not going to answer this. I'm waiting
people
for
say
your
they
answer about
use
the stars.
people
The
use
question I've
people
asked
say they
5 minutes ago when you were disregarding it completely.
You complained a lot about interrupting to have done it basically every time that I say something. But yeah, they claim to use relativity sometimes for stuff like the time corrections, but there's a major problem for you. With satellites, they actually account for, check this out, a preferred direction for the propagation rate of light, meaning that they actually...
No comment?
I'll just, don't be prejudicial, QE. Well, exactly. So we all know where we think it's going. Remember,
I'll continue.
Got there.
I'll continue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is to do with debunking a satellite thing. So you
account for a variance in C, and it's provable. We have the actual documentation, right, proving it. So let's see if you can answer this. If the electromagnetic wave, if the propagation rate is actually variant, meaning that C is variant, the speed of light changes and it's a preferred direction, it propagates faster east to west. Do you agree that that would debunk your entire model?
I've asked you this question like 10 minutes ago, probably now.
Okay, let's move on. You can't answer.
Could use that later on with regards to what we were talking about in interferometry and the lights, and that's being a supposed causation. But what is invoked to the non-knowledgeable baller, and I'm non-knowledgeable of this, but what is implied to the non-knowledgeable baller is that they do mitigate this. So depending on which way it's going, satellites do it. William doesn't know his arse from his elbow, so you had to answer that. This is what's this fallacy that is used there? Is it's the ignorance of the? It's not necessarily a fallacy, is it? Because it's probably true.
Now, what do you mean? Who's using the?
It's just. I'll tell you what it is. It's just good intellectual intimidation. Let me finish, Brian. It's just intellectual intimidation and very good. Because I don't know if it's true or not. It don't have to be, because William hasn't got a Scooby-Doo and won't know how to investigate whether it's true or not. So he'll have to roll, take the body punch, and just try and move on again. Is my on, Brian.
I heard electromagnetic wave propagation is what I heard, and its connection with light. That's what I heard. I'm not going to spend too much time with that because I've destroyed it many, many, many times in the past. Just for the sake, so we can stay on topic with Neckbeard. Brian, do you have anything to add before I continue?
What I say was that they're now arguing within a paradigm that doesn't exist. Both of them, when there was no need for it.
Yes.
Deep review. Thank you. I would like you to explain the stars, the thing I brought up 20 minutes ago.
Neckbeard wants Witsit to explain stars. Neckbeard doesn't know what explain means. What he just asked Witsit to do is to tell him the cause of stars. How and why. But he doesn't realize that. May sound pedantic, but that's what he asked him.
The stars?
What did I say about the stars? Did you listen or no?
Yeah,
Do you
of
want me to explain
course.
it again?
Yeah,
Explain.
You didn't explain anything. That's not an explanation. Neckbeard, he doesn't know what explanation means.
Them. Explain the motion they take.
Dude, you're bringing...
Now we're explaining the motion. Now, that's not what you asked him before. You asked him to explain stars. That's what your question. I know, I heard it. Now you just switched it up. Now we're going to... Witsit's responsible for explaining the movement of stars. Did Witsit make a claim of the movement of stars? I didn't hear it. So are you looking... Now he's asking for the cause, how, and why for the movement of stars. And ask Witsit to explain it. If Witsit didn't bring up star movement, then why is it his responsibility to explain that term that you don't know what it means? How is it his responsibility to explain your claim? And what is explanation going to do? I mean, I can get an explanation from anyone, especially the village idiot down on the corner, who probably knows what explanations are, and you don't, neckbeard engineer. So what are we left to do here? You weren't kind of ready for this evaluation, were you?
Yeah, it's just a burden of proof reversal. They have a claim about that, not us.
Nice to hear your voice, Drace. And discipline Betty in the after show.
What?
Up a day one flat Earth argument, which means you haven't even researched it. So there's many explanations for the stars.
Oh, Nathan. Witsit took the bait. Look at him smile. See the problem?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because Witsit now wants to give an explanation involving ether and other things. Like, just say, I don't make any claims about the stars. I don't know what the stars are. I don't know how they do what they do. And neither do you or anyone else. And that's when this guy will go and start telling them he does know. And you will ruin him at that point.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
But now it appears, and I'm just spitballing here, because Witsit has taken the bait, it's now time for religion. His religion. You think I'm off the mark? Yeah.
100%. 100%.
With regards to the preferred direction, it went nowhere. But these things are all... They hold a level of esteem within the doctrine of the Church of True Earth, i.e. Ethereanism. All of these topics are very pertinent to bring up maybe later if you wanted to espouse your worldview. You can't substantiate to the standards that you're criticizing this ball earthers worldview too.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Explain them. Explain the motion they take.
Dude, you're bringing up a day one flat Earth argument, which means you haven't even researched it. So there's many explanations for the stars, one of which is that we have an azimuthal grid of vision. We have a limit to how we see, right? And this is provable. There's been many tests. There's been many tests to prove it, right?
That's not an explanation of the stars. That's an explanation of how we see them and perceive them. But why do we need to propose an explanation? As Brian said, I don't know is the honest, truthful answer. You could have started with, there are many ideas, but I don't know. And I don't propose anything for you. That's not what we're here for. Your explanation of the stars and why they move is because we're on a ball that's rotating. Do we deal with that?
That we actually see in curved visual space. For example, the Alley experiments, they actually took another test where they had a sphere with many people with exocentric pointers, showing that the way they mapped out the relation to the center was curved. We have curved visual space. We have a limit. We have anticorpuscular rays, etc. All that to say, so whenever you look towards the edge of your limit, what happens is there's an optical convergence, and that would be the southern rotation. And of course, if I'm looking north and I see the northern rotation, if I turn and look south, it's going to look like it's going the opposite way, right? Even if it's going the same way, just because of perspective, it's going to look like it's going the opposite way. And then the question that would need to be answered is, well, why does it look like it's going around a pole in the south, right? And the answer is because there's a convergence, an optical convergence, just like crepuscular and anti-crepuscular is. Right?
Okay, Paul. So now he's made us look like fucking idiots.
No.
He's just lied.
No.
No, that's a lie.
No, it's
about
not a
the
lie.
use of optics and perspective. That's a lie.
No, it's
you
not.
don't know.
We do
A
know.
lie.
If you understand perspective.
No,
But he didn't. I'm sorry. 1 second. 1 second. Then. Witsit is not answering his question.
He is.
No, he's asking the cause of star movement. He hasn't answered that question.
He said no. He asked the cause of.
No.
why
Yes. No.
Earlier on, in the I think it was in the last time that we did this. He said, "Why are these stars going counterclockwise in the east or in the south and other clockwise in the other pole?" Right. That's what he was referring to. Why there were like star trails going in circles on either sides of the poles, supposedly.
All right, fair enough. I understand that, but he hasn't gotten there quite yet.
Well, and I think that Richard did a great thing there. He had a really, I understand that people don't understand this, but if you go to P-Brain's, because the guy asked for an explanation, right? So you said it. Any idiot can give an explanation. Well, this is a good one on a really good scale, and it might even be true.
No, Betty, I'd have to disagree.
That's what I'm objecting to. That's what I instantly objected to.
All right, 1 second, Adam.
Right, so
then
what's
hold
being,
on, Adam, then Brian. Adam, please.
What's being questioned, but is correct. What's being answered is something very different by Witsit. What he's talking about is as you see from the north to the equator at concentric movement, reduction and reduction, he's not arguing the east to west. He's talking about the apparent appearance of a southern rotatory point.
Yes,
which has no definition, but the movement of the stars has a funky look to it, which is ill-defined. So what he's tried to do, and doesn't need addressing, because they need to demonstrate it that it's commensurate in their both hemispheres. What he's done is taken that, tried to explain it, that's why we've got the Southern Cross equivalents. That's what he shouldn't be doing. You're taking an explanation William doesn't understand, just talking left to right. Now, in doing so, he's invoked, as Betty said, P-Brain stuff, which is your own personal dome invocation, which is of its own thing in terms of their relative positioning. What that doesn't do is the relative tracing of them, and change the paths, shapes that they make. That's what you can't talk about with any certainty. Your own personal dome you can, but to now interpret your personal dome as the invocation for the rotation patterns and the equatorial differences is not honest, and it's not sufficient to explain it, more importantly.
It is, in a sense, an explanation that he asked for. He didn't ask him to give proof for it. He just wanted an explanation. Well, he got one.
All right. Brian?
Yeah, what I'd say about it is that Witsit started off trying to answer his question with perspective, and then went to try and defend a southern celestial pole for no good reason. What's the point? I don't have to give, I can talk about the 90 degrees to zero, you know what I mean, the right angle, for the celestials. I can talk about that. I say, yeah, that's a perspective. That's the only way we can describe it is through perspective. But it's still the celestials are outside. I would bring it straight back to him that the celestials are outside our understanding, and leave him start making claims about what the celestials do. And then, with the knowledge that I have, take him apart. Whereas Witsit seemed to try and defend a South Celestial pole without being asked to even try and defend it.
Yep.
I don't think he was right to do that.
Huey, did you hear that? That's me and Brian heard exactly the same thing. Summarised slightly differently, mine more elongated.
Yep.
It's the same thing that we both heard. It's the same thing we're criticising. Why did you go there and create a South Celestial pole?
Yep. Let's continue. We know where Neckbeard wants to go. He wants to go into the abject train wreck. We're only dealing with the question that is asked here. I think everyone is sufficiently, whoever's listening to this has no idea what he asked him. But that being that, let's continue.
So when the sun sets in the west, you'll see the crepuscular rays. But if you look to the east, the exact opposite direction while the sun is setting, you'll see crepuscular rays converging to a point over there, 180 degrees away. That proves that perspective will make it look like there's an optical convergence point. That's what we see with the stars. So pretty simple. And there's like 4 different explanations.
It's so simple. So
explanations, that's what I'm saying. Explanations are not the standard here. Those are just so stories. Once to explain something is, like I said, they don't know what explanations are. That wasn't an explanation, by the way. Number 2, with the quote unquote explanation, we're going to need validation to take it from a just so story to something that is actually valid. That's a very important point. I hope everyone catches on to that, even though he shouldn't be, quote unquote, I hate doing that, explaining anything to Neckbeard. But we're down that road.
I really like
the most important.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say the most important thing here is knowledge. Who has the knowledge, and what knowledge do they have concerning the Celestials?
Yep.
We have a very limited amount of knowledge concerning them. And that's the only thing that you need to ever use. Because no matter what our opposition come up with, you can show that they don't have any knowledge of this. You can show with the actual knowledge that exists that the Celestials do not comport to a heliocentric globe paradigm. Because they are not what they say they are.
Also,
as is proven by... Go on.
I'm sorry. Also, didn't Neckbeard just admit to the stars moving?
Yes.
That's a problem.
Neil, where are you?
Say again?
This was a point Neil brought up the other week. He said my son's people asked about star rotation. I said, well, that's easy. Brian launched into things. I said, well, just so clarify the question. So what's rotating? So the stars, why are the stars rotating? Yes, why are the stars rotating? Right. Well, one thing, the reason the stars are rotating can't be to do with is if I'm rotating as well. I must be stationary, mustn't I? If, as you admit, the stars are rotating. Point out their own.
Star movement, Adam. He asked, Neckbeard asked,
moving then, fine.
What's it? The cause, the how and the why of star movement. I remember the question.
Yeah. Rotation, movement. Okay, movement. As long as we recognize that it's the stars that have the movement and not me,
yep,
I'm happy to say I don't know why they're moving or rotating, whatever. I don't know. And it comes to Brian's point. If you're going to challenge somebody on their lack of knowledge, have the humility to admit when you've got a lack of knowledge. There's nothing wrong in that. Yeah. Because if you're going to presuppose something like Witsit might do, in an Ethereum way, where you haven't got the knowledge because you've accepted standards that are significantly lower than the ones you're challenging, yeah, you're going to come a cropper. But if you admit your own lack of knowledge, you have the humility to do so, yeah, and then you're able to challenge them. That's what we're here to do. Challenge them, not paint a new paradigm, lower standards.
Yep. And I just want to reiterate that Neckbeard engineer Willie here doesn't know his own heliocentric ball-tard spinning space monkey religion. Right? Correct? Did everyone catch that? Because with him, he's the baller. Now we've got stars moving. Sounds pedantic, but it's not. We'll continue.
This azimuthal grid of vision, do you have any like models to demonstrate how that works?
Yeah.
Could you bring that up and show us?
So now he's Jedi mind trick wits it into models. What model might that be? What model are we talking about? Airplane models, computer graphics models, runway models? Sounds pedantic, but no. Well, let's see it. I want to see this one.
We're in the model of celestial navigation.
You know what the model is. Why are you playing the game?
I
What's
want
the
to show
name?
your audience.
So everyone knows what the model is. Huh, I haven't seen any yet. Have you? Okay.
Yes, one.
Okay.
Right? This
Now,
is for
it
the
depends
audience.
what you want that model to
I-
demonstrate. Yeah? The model of celestial navigation, yeah, which requires the Earth to be measured and navigated flat, yeah, it's still a model in of itself. That's a model. It's a model I can use, yeah? A model of celestial navigation. That's all it is. It's a technique. It's a model. But for that model to work, it has to be work based on fundamental principles. We have a flat baseline, yeah, that we're creating right angle triangles from an elevation angle to the GP of the star, all on that same individual surface that the elevation angle and the navigation is performed upon. That model works absolutely
Oh, real?
fine.
Is that a model? Is that a scientific model?
No, it's not. No, you don't get scientific models. Models are there to fill in the gaps in our understanding.
Really? Citation, please.
Yeah. Right, of a model. Sometimes it might help you understand things more. Otherwise, you can model it in certain ways with certain fundamental principles that allow you to work things out. Doesn't mean you know the cause of these things. Doesn't mean you have any understanding, but it shows things can work, match reality. That's all it does. It's not a description of reality. It's not certainly not an explanation of reality. The model can work. And with celestial navigation, when you take that elevation angle, you have to have the understanding of what it's doing for you. You're taking perspective. 2 flat planes to be able to navigate the flat plane surface that you're on, based on right angle triangles.
I understand that, Adam. I understand that. No, I understand that, Adam. But you missed my pedantic point.
Oh, bugger! Go on then.
Model.
Yeah.
What's a model? That's my point. Everything you said was correct, other than model. But it's overly pedantic.
Exactly.
I don't want to be here all day. Okay.
No, well, I will address it then. Exactly. What is your model? Exactly. Is it a model airplane? Exactly. I cited a model at what I've modeled. Yeah. So
I don't think you
did.
did.
Plastic toy. Wow, modeling.
Yeah, that's the problem. But we're not going to stick around the pedantic point. I will continue.
I want to show you something else as mine.
What's the name of it? What's that goofy dude's name? You know
model.
it. What's the name?
It's your model.
You don't know it?
No, now it's Witsit's model. Now Witsit has a model. Funny, I don't see any models out here. I haven't seen one yet. But you have a model. No, your model. What about that model? We don't have. Well, we have many models.
You don't know.
No,
you don't even.
I actually.
They're both referencing
Someone's gonna
the
say it.
celestial dome model,
Yeah,
which
you've
does adhere mathematically to reality.
Now Brian has
As in-
models.
No.
Yeah, but my point is that they're both referencing the same model, but they're calling them. I don't know if they're calling them different things. One of them might be calling it a globe model. The point is that the celestial dome model is based off of. That's where we get the protractor. It's a mathematical way of describing that perspective view of a celestial body that goes from your 90 down to 0. It's a mathematical way of describing that in the orthographic.
Is that a model?
That's why you have the curve.
Here we go. Right. You're gonna. I guess
maybe it's not. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, he's gonna keep breaking our balls on this. Yeah? we're being kind, aren't we?
Yes.
We should stop it. Yeah, they've not presented a model. They've not. I just offered up something I would render as a model and then qualify what was being modelled. Brian's done the same, which is filling in the gap that they would not even get close to. So we will stop it, Brian, because we're too kind.
Seen it before, right?
Yes.
Okay, so just to skip ahead, you're going to say, "Oh, how does the light bend like that?"
I would like you to show you. I'd like to show the model, please.
Now we're going to get a model. All right, let's see it.
Oh my gosh, bro! It's so funny that
your
you think that
model.
you dictate the whole conversation. You don't.
You know what? I could just show it. Do you want me to show it? What's it?
Yes, we do.
No, I'm going to show it because you're not going to.
Oh, now they're competing on who's going to show the model. Okay.
We're competing on who wasn't going to show the model. Then suddenly, no, I'm going to show the. No, I'm not going to. This is brilliant.
The thing I asked you to do, please.
But yeah, but I'm making the next point, right? Because this is actually not your. You don't like
I'm
run
asking
this.
you to explain your.
Wait, hey, can you
what are
acknowledge
talking
that you?
about?
Now he's asking for Witsit to explain his model, the cause of how and why he's his model. So, okay.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
I just explained what I said.
You're in charge with it.
When
You're in charge.
I just explained what happens, and you literally hand waved it. You didn't even acknowledge the anti-corpuscular rays. You just ignored it. You can't actually offer.
I'm literally
rebuttal.
asking you a question about the thing you brought up.
Yeah, yeah.
Azimuthal
Can you
grid of
acknowledge the
vision.
corpuscular and anti-corpuscular rays?
Absolutely acknowledged.
Okay, so you agree that perspective will make
Oh my
it look.
God, get to the diagram. Get to the model, dude.
Do you agree?
Oh, get to the diagram or a model. So I'm supposing from that statement that diagrams are models. Okay.
That perspective will make it look like it's.
Can I show the? Can I show my screen, Austin?
Dude,
He's
this
not
is the
wanting to show
worst.
it.
You never.
Say again.
They're a contraceptive device, aren't they?
They're a contraceptive device. Models.
No, they're not models. Diaphragms, they're a contraceptive device.
Oh, he didn't say diaphragms. He said diagrams.
Right. One letter out.
Never been on here before, I'm guessing, because you have like the worst etiquette I think I've ever encountered. But I'm happy. I have it pulled up right here. I'm happy to share the screen. But what I want you to do first is actually acknowledge my point.
Acknowledged.
No. Do you agree that perspective will cause the illusion of convergence 180 degrees away from the source of rotation or light?
Yes.
I looked. You said yes? Okay. Well, there we go. That's why it happens on the Earth.
Easy.
Stars. Easy. Yeah, I agree. So here, we'll share it.
So that's what happens on the Earth. That's stars.
No. Brian. Did you hear that? We've now got two.
I did,
points
Adam.
of
Perspective. Your man
according
agreed to
that.
perspective. It's over.
No, but Witsit just invoked 2 points of rotation.
No, he didn't. He said it is an illusion.
Oh, no.
The guy agreed to perspective, and that's where I bring him
Dropping
down straight away.
elevation angle is one thing. Rotational arc, which we see, is a different thing. That change as we go from north to south is there. It's there in the skies. Yeah. Why is he talking? He's now explained a south celestial rotation, which is invoked, which William didn't.
It's an illusion, Adam. That's what he's saying with the perspective thing.
Okay, that's what happens when I look from here to the equator.
Yeah.
Well, no, it doesn't happen like that, does it? No, it doesn't.
If you
Let's
have
not kid
star trails,
let's not kid ourselves as flat earthers that we don't have this problem. We
you
laugh
have
at the
this
east,
problem
west,
because
north, south
when you
issue,
have
but
photography,
Hold on
and
a
you
second,
put-
Adam. Betty, please.
you have photography, and they put these star trails. So they have done it in the north, and you can see the stars circling around Polaris, and then they say they have like that same sort of like phenomenon on the other proposed pole of the Earth. But it is not a real pole. There's no star there also, right? But it's a southern cross that you can see like moving in a circle over the sky in the south. That's what they are saying. So that's something that you really can observe on the southern tip. tips of the southern like lands.
Okay.
What, they're going the opposite way?
Oh, Neil, no. Stay out, dude. Right. So now you've now described that. Can you explain that? Because what we haven't got is any other explanation. So unless you're going to start
I
your
can
full
give you an
explanation,
but I
you've
can't
got
give you the proof of it.
no. But the reason we've got this convergence effect, therefore, what you've just described isn't explained in the north with respect to Polaris. Now, we don't have an individual luminary to define this almost point of rotation, but you are defining a theoretical point of rotation, even if there's not a star to nominate that point. But we're still then demonstrating that there's a problem.
There's no need
And
for
that's
it.
what I'm saying. What Witzit's response was to invoke 2 points of rotation, which may not be true, but why do it as a resolution
Because
point?
people see it. And that globe guy has a problem with it, and he wants to have an explanation for it, and Witzit gave an explanation, not based on truth, because he can't prove it.
Should we point out that that isn't truth and is unsubstantiated and nonsense?
Well, the guy didn't ask for truth, did he? He asked for an
No.
explanation.
Should we, having just heard it?
Well, you can do whatever you want with it.
You concur that that's a false rebuttal?
I would say that it's my explanation for it, but it might not be the truth. That's what I would say. Now, right?
Do you present it as truth?
I have had this explanation when I had my debate with Red's Rhetoric back in the day. So I gave this explanation for it. He didn't understand it, but I did give that explanation.
I mean, the way to resolve it is to invoke a dome. I didn't want to do that.
Superchat.
Superchat. Super fluid.
Yep.
You got my son saying that. It's so funny. Yeah, it's Billy Philly 22. Have y'all seen Tomb of Illumination panel? What's your take? I haven't seen it, but
I can't look at your chat. The tomb. Could you say that again, Flatsy?
yeah, Tomb of Illumination.
I have not heard that phrase in my life. But thanks for the super chat, Billy Willie.
It's a channel.
Billy Philly, and Billy Philly's been around a little bit now. He plugs right in here.
Sorry about that, Billy Philly. May I continue?
Yeah.
So I don't even know what's your contention now. Here's the share screen.
I would like you to scroll up a little bit.
Oh, you want me to read his description?
That very line, no, a little bit lower, where it says, how does the, you see that?
Yeah.
It says,
QE pause.
Yeah, I'm pausing it. I'm looking at this. I don't know where it's from. I see the title, this flat earth dome model can make correct predictions to many observations because that's what I'm reading. Floor is yours, Adam.
It was just to respond to Into the Break after the super chat. Does Adam have a point? Yes, I did. Clearly, it was above your intellect. So I was responding to what was said. Open the ears into the break. Listen to the points being made. Sorry if you're struggling to keep up. I'll try and be a bit slower for you.
Well, that was rude.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of glasses of wine.
I thought Adam have a point. Yawn emoji was a bit rude, hence why I responded like that. Somebody that was being rude to me.
Wine, Adam.
There was no ad hom. No, I'm just bored of this kind of nonsense, Betty.
Ah.
You know. Oh, look, Adam, yawn. You're the yawn dude. Why are you wasting your own energy typing nonsense like that? If you don't want to listen, bugger off.
Bugger off.
Okay, I made this a little bit bigger. I don't know whose model this is. I don't know where this is coming from, but I'll read the top half. I know that flat earthers misrepresent and misuse this model as proof of flat earth by lying about it and keeping secret the following. This flat earth dome model can make correct predictions for many observations because this flat earth dome model is entirely based on the heliocentric model. We got models everywhere and Newton's laws of gravitation and motion for all calculations. How you like that? We got models. You need a model? I got a model for you. Do you have a model? I have 3 or 4 of them. Can I have change for a model?
Can I see the model?
I can even got flat Earth models that are globe models.
Is it a supermodel?
We got a super chat.
Superchat, supermodel.
Got retro bill, nitrogen triodide. I hope I said that right. Will detonate violently due to random stray currents of air, the touch of a feather, or even a passing alpha particle. Yet, still not as fragile as Neckbeard's ego. Retro bill. Good.
Retro Bill, man. I can't see it. I'll look after the show. He always with him and Tony Wickham, you got to be real careful reading their super chats. Okay, can we continue? Because I'm really interested.
I want to attack Betty's standards.
Okay.
Hey, we started this stuff right with Jitsit issues. Yeah, all day long for all of this, and even in super chats, we've got Neckbeard. I don't think you're being fair to the ballers, Betty. Surely we should call him William, not Neckbeard.
Yeah, I can say that I want to have that, but it's not going to happen anyways.
I'm not happy with Neckbeard, really.
So you want me to get on this QE's case for that as well?
Just highlight it. It was a possible opportunity, maybe.
Listen, Adam, I do have bad standards myself. I made Witsit lick a window in my one of
I've seen that. That was good. That was good quality photoshopping, though. He really was giving it a good lick, weren't he?
I mean, I did that, right? Basically to close QE out, but
we won't speak about that. But this is QE bashing time. No, I'm sorry. It's not now. It was before. Can we continue? Because I'd like more of this model with Newtonian laws of gravitation and motion that were debunked 108 years ago, and with models everywhere. Flat Earth dome models, heliocentric models. We got models everywhere.
Is it being revived like Lazarus?
Yes, appears so. They're coming out of the woodwork. We got models everywhere. Supermodel.
Out of the tombs.
None of them can be displayed because we haven't seen one yet, correct?
I think we're going to see one here. This is their model. It's coming. Here it is.
What model are we about to get?
We're going to get a model. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Is this a ball model
this
or
guy's
a straw
obsessed
man
with
from a ball flat Earth model?
I'm telling you, this is this flat Earth dome model. So that's what we're going to get. Where this from? I don't know. Hold on a second. Oh, there he is. Walter the Coward Bislin. There it is right there. It's printed right there. This is where it comes from.
Oh, Bislin?
Yep.
It's an old...
Yep. Okay. We ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Here we go, Neil.
To me, isn't that weird?
So this man who created this model does not believe in flat Earth. In fact, he created this model to disprove it, and he knows flat Earth leaders use it to mislead his.
So he a non-flat Earther created a flat Earth model so he can disprove it. Betty losing it.
That makes sense to me.
Is he Jedi mind tricked that one?
He might have Jedi mind tricked himself, I suppose.
This may rival hypothesis theory. Let's get into it. Oh, go ahead, Brian.
Sorry about the background. Yeah, that's why I would have straight away when he agreed to perspective being in existence for the Celestials. Excuse me. That's why straight away I would have jumped straight onto that and straight to his Earth curve. Straight away, because
I was going to say something to you, Brian. Yeah, because he agreed to perspective on a globetard, and I thought, Brian, that I always think, you know, whenever I hear that, I think your name just like Adam did. Adam said Brian, but I forgot. So please, can you briefly describe their problem, the globetards?
Yeah, 1 second. I have a bit of background noise there.
Okay, you in the potato garden?
Yeah.
I
No,
figured.
I'm in the shop.
Clean up on aisle 3, please. Clean up on aisle 3.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
And while you're there, can you lift Neil up so he can get some cranberries?
Poor Neil.
I
but
like
what
how
it
Betty
is-
finds that funny.
Because I have a sense of humor, Neil. Or Nathan.
Small Italian needs assistance on aisle 4,
Small
please. Small
Italian.
Italian needs assistance.
Short Italian.
I'm limited on time here because I'm going to start speaking again. So I have to say it now or not say it.
Go ahead.
It's very simple. At 3 miles away on their globe, within their globe mathematics, a 6-foot object will disappear, right, due to Earth curve. At 3 miles away, due to, if we just do angular size change, a 6-foot object will disappear. If someone is agreeing that perspective exists, we know that perspective exists, we know angular size change exists. So if someone wants to add in Earth curve, then that would mean that a 6-foot object would disappear at 1.8 miles, which is not reality. In reality, a 6-foot object will disappear at 3 miles. Now, there is an admission that perspective exists. I would be bringing them straight to, show me where this is accounted for in your globe maths. Let's go straight to the actual maths. I would be bringing them to Metabunk and show me where it's accounted for.
Uh-huh.
And he won't be able to do that.
Yeah, you see that one, Betty? It's really clever by Brian. I like where his mind's at.
I might be missing it, but you can't confuse perspective with math.
Yeah, but it's about them being able to show it. Because the only way for that to exist and our curve to exist is for a 6-foot object to disappear at 1.8 miles, which it doesn't.
Show me a visual illusion, right? So and prove it with mathematics. I mean, it's a no-no, right?
No, it's a little bit more complex than that. A little bit more hard-hitting than that, Betty. It is a bit more hard-hitting. It's very simple. It's like, if you agree that perspective exists, then bring me straight to Metabunk and show me where this is accounted for in your orthographic or curve maths.
Yeah, they would have to account.
Show it.
They would have to account for it, Betty, is what he's trying to say.
Account for what exactly?
Angular size change with distance.
Hijacking, proof of nothing, Earth curve calculator.
Why?
Because everything that they have is in Muppet vision. See, Brian was telling you that they can't have perspective in the globetard. Even though perspective exists, but they're going to have to account for that in their curve, their calculators.
Yeah. Okay. So we basically agree. But
yes,
the thing is when Widget is talking about perspective things, right, and the other guy wants things in a model with mathematics. That's marriage bachelors basically.
Well, the mathematical model is a married bachelor to begin with.
I understand, but it certainly can't marry perspective.
Fair enough. Move on. We got you, Brian.
Oh, that's a type of model, though, isn't it? A mathematical model.
God. We're going to move on.
Depends what the maths is going to model. You need further differentiation.
We're going to see a model. I'm telling you, it's coming. I had a glimpse. I had a glimpse.
I like Warhammer models.
So close, they're still so far away, huh?
Followers, I want everyone to know that the model you are using to prove your theory was used to disprove it.
Now we're using
So the next thing.
Now we're using models to prove theories. According to Neckbeard, can I have a citation for that?
I kind of like that.
It's got to be a straw man.
I kind of like that sort of a magical wand, isn't it? A model.
Models can do anything. They can prove theories.
It's like flippendo, and we got a model.
Yep, there you go. And Bob's your uncle. Everything's a good one.
Couldn't Bob be my uncle?
I
Yeah.
want you to do is scroll down to your model a little bit. The actual
All right,
model.
dude, I know you think that you're tough on the internet, but what's not going to happen is you're not going to sit over there and act like I'm in your classroom and you're going to give me commands. So now what we're going to do is point out actually what happened is that this guy put this model out attempting to disprove it under his own admission. It was way more difficult than he thought. He ended up showing it actually is viable. Then he had to take many weeks to try to figure out how it wouldn't work. Then he strawmanned the actual stars, not putting the true star data there, but random star points, then making up the idea that they had to go 180 degrees, which they do not. It's inaccurate star positions. Then we started showing this is just the stellarium data. This isn't anything more than him placing stellarium data on a plane. So yeah, we showed it to people, and then he updated it and brought me up.
Do you see this Muppet's nonverbal communications? He's not only as dumb as a bag of hammers, he's got this little ego. This is happening again. Yesterday, we were talking about Dunning-Kruger retards. See, this is very scary. This is what he is. He's a Dunning-Kruger retard. Look, did you see his mannerism, his nonverbal cue? I'm pulling a J. Don't listen to the words, just watch him. I'm pulling another J. Here we go, just watch him.
Actual stars, not
Huey,
putting the true
just
star
go
data.
back before Whitsitt admonishes him. That's the kind of type of male he is. I want to see. So just I want to see his body language before Whitsitt says, "Don't think you treated me like this. I'm going to slap." Yeah, and then watch his body language after it. It's quite interesting.
Well, I'll pull another J.
But random star points, then making up the idea that they had to go 180 degrees, which they do not. It's inaccurate star positions. Then we started showing this is just the stellarium data. This isn't anything more than him placing stellarium data on a plane. So yeah, we showed it to people, and then he updated it and brought me up. And yeah, he's an anti-flat earther that it backfired. He admitted that it was way more viable than he thought it was going to be, and it was way more difficult to try to disprove it. So you didn't even know about what really happened, and you try to teach the audience about what happened. But you
is the model?
Mollid. Now it's a mollid.
The fact
He
that
ducked or
misspoke,
something.
right? The fact that he misspoke was like he was totally like confused already. But he was
Very
way
telling.
up in the sky, wasn't he? When he was looking up the whole time, he was like
yeah.
totally out there.
Look, what you need to look at is the rotation rate of his chair. Very telling.
Because his chair rotates, then we rotate as well.
the audience about what happened. But
is the model valid or not?
It's a possibility. Yeah, it's one possibility.
Okay, thank you. So now please go.
So he's got Whitsitt agreeing to the model. I guess this is the model. Right here.
No. We said that it could
That's
be.
the mullet.
It's the mullet.
He's got mullets on his mind. I mean, come on now.
Go to the actual model and go to change the ray parameter to plus 200%.
We're on the model. This is the model because he's adjusting it.
Right. Now, I've not seen this, but this is where I think this is going to play out. This is the criticism me and Brian will have invoked. Are you still in supermarket, Brian? Look at what's now being presented. Ouch. You're going to have to get... I mean, they've got a dome, so it might stand a chance, to be fair, if they're going to invoke the dome. But look at it.
Looks like there's a couple domes. We got a dome. We got a local dome. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
and then another dome on top of that dome. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
In the mullet.
Dome? A triple dome?
I don't think I said
The reason
triple.
you're interested in, Neil, is that big containment dome that's now going to be invoked, or going to have to be invoked by Whitsitt to resolve his two possible rotational points. Now, you see, we're now getting into apologetics because we shouldn't have accepted something in the first place. We should have just admitted, well, we don't know that bit. Don't know.
So now he has to give an answer, right?
You're going to have to now give a postulation within the muddles.
No, not within the muddles, the mullids.
The Muddled, sorry, yeah, I got me muddle and me muddle.
Because I want to
mixed
show you
up.
something about your model.
The reason,
All right, and now make the
sorry.
Now it's our model. It's Witzit's model. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
The reason why I jumped straight back onto perspective a minute ago was because he brought up Walter Bislin, who adds perspective in his diagrams. His perspective diagrams, he adds them in his little movable diagrams that he makes. He adds perspective in when it's not part of their paradigm. He's a complete and utter fraud. Now, this is going down a road it shouldn't be going down, because I would have brought the guy to him agreeing to perspective, showing him, but that can't work within this paradigm. Then he would disagree to perspective. Then he'd agree to perspective. Then I'd bring him to Polaris and say, are you saying, it's ridiculous. I don't know why they're going down this models road, or whether they took it apart by taking apart Walter Bislin.
dome grid checked on, and the stars checked on, and the dome ray checked on at the bottom. Yeah, check dome, dome ray, stars, dome grid.
They're all on.
And make observer latitude -90.
Oh, I've got it. No, this is a test of truth. If you check whether Witz's modal is
Molled.
Molled is true or not, way to prove it is to put it into Walter Bislin's modeled.
It's not a modlid, it's a molled.
Oh God! Can't I just stick with a model? At least I didn't know what that meant. Never mind not being able to say it.
So look what we can toggle on in the molled. We can toggle on FE grids, dome grids, shadows, sun track, moon track, sphere, stars, dome rays, sphere rays, and many rays.
Oh, many rays, please.
I don't have control of the molled.
Oh, I thought I had a choice.
-90. Do
All right.
you know you're
Now,
not real?
I would like for you to look at the model from the side view.
Why? How is this relevant?
I want to show that your theory requires stars on the opposite side.
Now he's assigned a theory. Is this a scientific theory to Witzit? Is that what you've? He didn't object. So okay.
Of the planet
invoke a planet too.
To exit the dome, and the light comes back down to 100.
Fuck's sake. Sorry. Let myself go.
Yes.
That's perspective, right? That dome that he's now drawing outside, and they sort of propose that these stars might be falling outside of the dome. That's perspective. And you can't put that in a freaking, like, autographic, whatever, even 3D model. If it is a mullet or whatever.
It's not a mullet. It's a molled.
Mullet. Mullet.
Thank you.
180 degrees in the opposite direction for you to try to literally bend over backwards to try to explain the
Oh gosh, I like it when people want to disprove perspective.
observations that are seen on a daily basis on this earth.
Incorrect. So where you actually have this, of course, is at the furthest edge of Antarctica, and these, of course, are not observed date. These, of course, are not. They're, of course, not observed daily there. Right. So southern star trails. Mate, where's the 90-degree zenith angle measurements?
Well, this is what your model is saying.
I'm talking. Did you hear me talking? Okay, so you made me go to 90 degrees. What I want to know is, where are the 90-degree zenith angle measurements that verify this observation that you just falsely claimed are observed by everyone every day? Where's the actual? There's not one that exists. Not one time.
So what you're saying is this model is wrong.
Agree with him, Witzit. Yes. I don't even know what it is. As Betty said, actually, you appear to have two domes of perspective, because you've got the visual dome of perspective, then another dome where the stars appear to be placed at different altitudes, which wouldn't be commensurate with celestial navigation. I don't know what he's presenting here. It's It's a Walter Bisling claim. Like I said at the beginning, I'm going to undo you, Witsit, by presenting somebody else's modal. Modal.
It ain't modal. It's molid.
Oh, shit, the bed. My head's just messed now. It's never going to work. I'm going to stick with model. He's trying to... I'm going to destroy your model with Walter Bisley's interpretation of Michael Jackson's moonwalk.
It's an infinitesimus prodigious whirls of velocity hypothesis theory molid.
How did you get it out of your mouth?
In my head.
Which you just said it was true.
What I'm saying is when you go to the extremity out here, this actual observation doesn't exist.
So this model's wrong.
Yeah, the model's wrong at the edge where we don't actually have observation.
Crazy.
Where
You
we
just
don't
said
actually,
the model was right.
where we don't actually have observational data. But when you take it where we do have actual observational data,
For
it just
example,
uses
Southern Africa. Let's go to
Every
Southern
time I'm
Africa.
talking, you interrupt. Why would you
Hold
have
up,
the audacity
Chewie,
to complain
Chewie.
about it?
No. Even if you take it to the middle of the map where the observational data matches the molid, right, doesn't make the molid right. You must argue that point, Witsit.
About time.
Molids don't prove anything. All they prove is we don't have sufficient understanding of anything. That's why we build a molid.
Think he's got it, Betty.
Where is that reverie at?
He's getting his spider monkey bite looked at.
Well, maybe that's good.
We're arguing the validity of molids, aren't we now?
Yes.
As if my molid's more valid than your molid,
But he
therefore...
proposes a model that Richard didn't...
model me. I've just got it in my head.
He didn't agree to that Bislin model, did he?
Molid!
Whatever. He didn't. So why that's what I would sort of disagree with. I would say that you can't model it. You can't model an illusion, a visual illusion in a mathematical model like that. You can't do it.
Southern Africa.
Okay. So, like, you notice how ridiculous you're being, right? Like, you're interrupting me. I'm just going to finish my point. So, in reality, we don't make observations here, right? So, we make observations in different places. So, there are many potential explanations for the southern stars. This is just one of them. There's just one of them. There's another person you can look up if anyone actually is curious. It's Tomb of Illumination. Used to be flat.
Ooh, I've heard that before. Somebody just super chatted that, didn't they?
He was way ahead of you.
He's way, yep. It's what's his ice cream?
Billy Philly.
Billy Philly. That's right. He mentioned. See, I caught that. Billy Philly. Yeah. Okay.
A little late.
What do you mean a little late? He didn't say it yet.
There you go. But you're still a little late.
I'm not late. I'm right on time.
Now you got it. Then you didn't.
Of course, because it wasn't brought up again. For the previous infinitesimus prodigious whirls of
Everybody got
velocity.
it. I'm not just you. For crying out loud.
Glossy, and he breaks down the actual quadrant, the optical projected quadrant in the back or in the sides. Also, someone's taking a dome, projected stars onto the dome, and shown that the exact stars will be in the south, just completely reflected as a projection to the south. It's been replicated that we would see southern star trails on a flat Earth with a dome, with an azimuthal grid of vision, and with a projection, with like a electromagnetic polarized holographic projection. People can think that's crazy. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
What?
Superchat.
Superfluid. Super molid.
We got Retro Bill again. He said, "Sorry, Betty, I was with you earlier, but not after watching this guy break out the Louisville Slugger QE." Oh, also, he said earlier, it wasn't a super chat, but he said, "Brian is in the supermarket. Dude, please pick me up some tater tots."
So what is he not with me? I mean, to whom does he want to bring the Louisville Slugger to? And you can get it.
Possibly to Neckbeard. Possibly, but then
You already gave him. You're not easy on that guy.
easy on what guy?
You're not easy on the globe guy.
Well, neckbeard, yeah, he's a moron.
Yeah, so maybe, but he says that he was agreeing with earlier. I was saying, okay, don't be so nasty to Witsit, right? But maybe he wants to get you to go out on Witsit now.
Perhaps.
Hmm. Maybe
Can
it's
I say something?
super chat worthy thing.
Super Mullet.
Yeah, let's wait.
Oh, just ask Retro.
Could I,
Are you wanting Huey to break out the Louisville Slugger on Witsit or William? So
It's just a point of order, Your Honor. It's a nail spike, 44-inch Louisville Slugger.
Oh my God! Whatever.
no. Point of correction noted.
Oh, whatever you got lying around, slug away with it.
If you're gonna hit somebody with something, be specific. So they know.
Sure, that's
Reasonable.
good for the CGI for the CIA to see what you've done.
Betty, it's about being honest. I think I'm getting hit by a
Yeah,
baseball
you're being
bat or
honest. I'm
something with a
going to-
nail driven through it.
going
I'd
to
like to
punch
know the
you
difference.
with 5 fingers and the right arm and fingers, right?
She wasn't listening to you.
Unbelievable.
Say it again, Adam.
Said, it's a point worth noting. If I'm going to get hit with either a Louisville Slugger or a Louisville Slugger that's had a nail driven through it, I'd like to be warned of the difference. Maybe one I can prepare for.
Not everybody's gonna prepare you for your beating, Adam.
No, but you've just held QE to being honest, right? And he's there. He's held us up and he said, "No, you're
Yeah, doesn't need to
misrepresenting
be
us."
honest about this.
And he's held us to account. And I've just said, "Fair point, QE."
Can we
And now I'm
continue?
getting
Can I get us
defending
back on
QE.
track?
Please, Brian. Thank you.
No, we're teasing. I'm teasing Betty. Stop it, Brian.
And he said William, not Witsit.
And on that, I like the way Flatsy laughed after that because I don't think she was sure who Retro Bill wanted QE to hit either. It was a
all this
Machiavellian.
Save us, Brian.
Yeah, all this talk about domes, right? That's the celestial dome model, as I said earlier, right? Walter Bislin is also referencing the celestial dome model, which is what Stellarium reference. The celestial dome model is an orthographic representation of perspective. That's where it's based off of the protractor, and what the protractor does is it represents perspective in the orthographic. We don't view things in reality in orthographic. You can't buy orthographic binoculars or orthographic glasses. Everything is perspective based in reality. The only way we can mathematically show that correctly in orthographic view is via a protractor, which is a horizontal baseline with a 180-degree dome. 180 degrees in a dome. Now, you can also show it in a square if you want, but the dome is it's mathematically smoother, let's just say. That's why the dome is always orthographic. Always. It's not, there's no real, we don't view any dome sky. There's no sky dome that we view. We don't view the sky like that. The sky is, if we want to be honest, it's more like a parallel plane to the plane we exist on.
The thing
That's
is
what
that
it is.
with perspective is that we only have that plane that we're standing on, and the sky has no grid to it, so we can't have any perspective in the or distances. We can't see that, right? So that's why there is a sort of a illusion of a dome around us. That's how the astrolabe also works, with the illusion of a dome around you, where it works. Right, and that's something that even when he said that those stars were outside of that sort of supposedly dome of the flat Earth, that you get that because the sky is like limitless in the sense that we cannot ascertain how far these distances are, and perspective doesn't account for that because you don't have a grid. You can't make it relative to a position, to a grid position.
Well, very easy. Sorry, go on, Adam. I go after.
It's Trace, but Witsit is still playing defensive from that earlier point about star rotation. He should have just been playing offensive this whole time.
Yes.
Well, The easiest way to get around this argument with this guy is, do you agree that perspective exists? If he says yeah, then you're fine. If he says no, then you say, so you're denying the existence of angular size change then. And then he'll have to go, well, perspective does exist. Brilliant. So, right, show how much, then I'd say to him exactly this. So, show me where perspective is accounted for in your globe Earth mathematics.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah.
And he won't be able to show that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
We've already been over that.
Yeah, but when he denies that, he's going to try and wrangle his way out of using perspective or that being involved, right? I'll ask him, well, if you agree perspective exists, which he'll have to do eventually, and I'll say, then where is, for the mathematics, for the apparent rise and fall rate of Polaris, right? Where is perspective accounted for within your paradigm? Because that's the basis. Because what they did is they back-engineered flat Earth elevation angles to Polaris, mathematically back-engineered that to create a dome or to create a globe. That's what they did. So their whole globe is based on perspective not existing, and that apparent rise and fall rate being because of you moving back, down over, or up over a globe on the north of the globe to see Polaris. And he won't be able to show any of that. He's going to be completely caught. He'll have to either admit, well, perspective is not perspective is real in reality, but it's not part of the mathematics for the apparent rise and fall rate of Polaris, ending his whole claim and paradigm. Or he's going to have to say, well, that's a good one. I better look into that because it should be accounted for, ending his whole claim and paradigm. There is literally no way out for him.
This guy is not going to do anything.
I just want.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing, everybody? Just want to say
Oh boy. Did you run over any squirrels?
Nope, not since that last time, and I still feel bad about it.
How does the squirrel feel?
Oh, brother. We're going to move on.
They scraped them up off the ground.
Thank you.
There is a proper point I want to make, and I want Brian to comment. I'm looking at this Walter Bisley model. We talk about perspective hijacking. There appears to be here a hijacking of the celestial sphere, which is what's used for navigation. Those two hemispheres appear to have been turned into some quasi actual geolocated star field, and then underneath that is the application of what would have been the celestial sphere. And I'm assuming those parameters you can mix and match to show that none of this works. When you try to mix, as Brian's saying, perspective, use your first perspective view to give you a geopositionary place above a flat plane, and then relocate a perspective view and demonstrate how the two things don't match in reality. I think I could do that. That appears to be what we're doing in terms of the model mismatch. Modal mismatch.
Hey, guys, can I just want to say something.
No, that was Brian. No, it was Brian.
Okay, good.
2 seconds, Lee. Just look at that.
I make it fast, Adam. This is why I brought up Polaris. It's like, he has to admit that perspective exists because he can't deny angular size change. Then you just ask him, so where is perspective accounted for in the apparent rise and fall rate of Polaris? It's over. There and then. He has nothing. Because that's what's going on here, is the hijacking of perspective. He can't deny angular size change. He's an engineer, for God's sake. So when he admits that that's real, then he has to show. Sorry, go on.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm seeing in that model. It's just the hijacking of perspective and then an application of perspective to prove that perspective does work to navigate, doesn't actually work when you juxtapose it to this perspective hijacking model that then puts perspective in on top of perspective hijacking. I know that might be a mouthful.
Objectively, there are many ways to explain the Southern Star Trails. This is a fact.
My turn.
So I just want to say this.
Your criticism is people don't live on Antarctica. It's not regularly observed.
I know we're going to continue to argue.
He's just going to talk right through the presentation again.
Oh, why can't I say something relevant to what y'all talking about? And I waited for Brian and I just wanted to say something real quick.
Yeah, I know you wanted to say something. However, I was in the middle of running the video when you started saying something because you're not in the live stream, are you?
No.
That's why.
Oh,
All right, give him a break. The original Demo has been
yeah.
around it a while.
Give
Give him a
the
break.
a chance.
Go ahead. Say what you wanted to say so we can continue. And meanwhile, jump
check
your
this out,
ass
though.
into the live stream so you know when the video's playing. Go ahead.
I know that. Okay, I got you. But I'm here on Discord with you, and I paused because I was told to wait for them. You know, because
I know.
interrupted
I heard
Brian.
it the first time, and then I explained the dilemma.
Oh, okay, got you. All right. No, I'm not on the live stream. But anyway, I just want to say this hijack perspective. I mean, the perspective is on the scale of everything, whether it be the telephone poles down the road, whether it be the trees that are all 100 feet tall, but further away, the ones look shorter. It's amazing how we're still arguing about this perspective thing when we know the same thing goes with Polaris when you're at certain areas of the plane and you're closer to it and you're further to it. And we know how angles work. So just because something appears to be lower doesn't mean that it has to do with anything bending, curving, or coming down. And it's like, I guess we got to keep it's almost like we're the DA, they're the drug dealers, and we're allowing the borders to be breached with drugs coming in just a little bit to keep it alive. So we keep arguing about the same shit all through. It's redundant rhetoric. It's like you never made a point, but I get it. These guys are hard headed on the other side. So I digress.
So
It's never
this
observed.
specific situation is invalid. Let's go a little bit. Let's bring the latitude a little bit more north to southern Africa, and then look at it from the side view.
Okay, now are
Which is a
are
place
these
that
real
people observe every day. Would you acknowledge that? A lot of
No,
people
no,
live
are these
there.
real stars? Are these real star positions?
You're not going to show it.
What I just showed it. What are you talking about?
You're not. It's from the side. You don't want to show it,
dude. A
little bit more, a little bit more. You know, a little bit more angled down, where the Earth is, and more to the side where the observer is on the side of this hemisphere. Okay, so in this specific
I don't
situation,
want to show it.
I acknowledge the light doesn't, in this case, exit the dome, but you can absolutely see that the stars definitely do still go 180-degree curve from one side of the planet to the other side of the planet, and then back into your eye. That is Occam's razor, if I've ever heard it.
Okay, now let's say this.
That's Occam's razor.
Wow.
OMG. Neckbeard. What do you want me to say to this? Anyone? What? This is Occam's razor. Please provide the citation that has this mollid that describes Occam's razor, please.
We need to explain him.
Occam and the razor.
No, we don't want to.
That is one of the
He's got a
most.
face.
That's
Sorry.
pretty stupid. It's hard to encapsulate my response in language on how abjectly retarded that statement was. What do you? I'll just continue. Hell.
No, don't. I'd like to comment. In philosophy, Occam's razor is the problem-solving principle that recommends searching for explanations constructed with the smallest possible set of elements. One that sounds the least bullshittery is probably the most true when you're making stuff up. And this is what I spoke about earlier about dropping your standards. Why would anybody wish to cite Occam's razor as a mechanism for assessing reality?
Based on a mollid.
It's used for problem solving, not making assessments of reality. Yeah? Based on probability. Yeah? Which one is more probable to be true based on which one has got more problems? Not one. Which one can I prove to be true? The standard that we rejected the ball of.
Not more problems, assumptions.
Well, less assumptions. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that with the if you have two opposing quote unquote theories, according to Occam's razor, the one with the least amount of assumptions is most likely true. That is Occam's razor.
And that's my point.
And has as much to do with this topic as an orange hula hoop.
No, but we're citing it as flat earthers as a methodology for proof. Not anything. We shouldn't be using it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Why would we use it? What does it prove? Nothing.
Well, Neckbeard invoked it. Neckbeard invoked it. He's pretty he's pretty proud of it.
Then we should destroy it, shouldn't we? For what it is.
Oh God.
What?
Retro Bill said Occam's razor is good for shaving neck.
Neckbeards, I knew it was coming.
That's a good one.
Oh boy, thanks, Retro. Yeah, classic.
I was going to say that, but I thought I was afraid of getting
Sure,
yelled
you
at.
are. Sure.
The
I was
same
going to
thing I
say
already
2 weeks ago, Neil.
said. Are those actual star observations, or are they random arbitrary stars that he decided to draw lines to? What's the answer?
You know the answer, and this is your
The
model.
answer is that it's not even actual observations.
Obviously, what's it? It's a model.
So, no,
What are
you
you
don't
talking
have to
about?
see that. You
So
don't
a
have
model
to see.
Are these actual observations? No, because it's a mullet. You dumbass cracker.
This guy's a snake, man.
No, he's not he's a moron.
No, he's a snake because he thinks that he has him with like basically running circles around him and then say, "You're dead, you're dead, you're dead."
Yes, that's a delusional Dunning-Kruger retard.
Yeah.
Betty, I warned you against.
Yeah.
I warned you against them. Where's his helmet?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is.
No, you don't have to see that, right? No, we like the model without the stupid little lines drawn on there. That was he admitted that this was the only way he could figure out how to try to disprove it because he was surprised at how well he was able to make it work on a flat Earth. And he actually then arbitrarily drew the lines. His argument is light couldn't bend like that. Been like what? Your straw man version of fake observations that don't happen in reality? So this is complete.
Very well done. I like that. Very well done, Witsit.
Yep. Told you, Witsit will destroy this guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
pull it,
What I like there, that was research.
Yeah, hold on, Adam. Betty,
Yeah, pull a J. I want to see it. Hear it again.
pull a J.
Yeah, let's see what he did.
Okay.
Before we
Fairly
pull the
through
J,
the-
I
through the
think
lines,
it
he's
was
already-
Oh,
Nazi.
brother.
Oh God.
Ah, brother, nothing schmuffing. You lot's not listening. That's it.
Yeah, so you got a super chat.
Super chat, super fluid, super molid.
Gematria Wombat. Shut up, Neil.
That was funny. I had to laugh.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, it was
Super chat was sharp, Neil.
it was with the way flat seats.
Now, see, I got to go back on my thing because I got to allow her to say it. There's only a few people allowed. And Bill is not one.
Oh gosh.
Get over it, Neil.
If he
Go ahead,
wants to
Flatsy.
super chat it, he can.
Shut up,
paid for
Adam.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
paid
fair
to
point.
say it, so it's okay that he said it, Neil.
Go, Flatsy.
Yeah.
What was the
Did you hear
super
me?
molid?
No, I did, there's not another, is there?
No, that
No,
one.
it really
That was
says, "Shut up, Neil."
Oh, does
It
it
was
say
just-
shut up, Neil?
Oh, wait a second. That wasn't Flopsy saying it?
No, I didn't say
You
it.
retards!
Anybody hear
It's
me?
50 plus
watching the
moment
video.
I gotta take a look at it. I can't see them. You guys, I'll tell you what. You guys, what I need to do next time for our next meeting is put like, I don't know, like 1,000-gallon tank of Adderall, and then start dripping it out to you. So,
You know what I like? You know what I like? Oh, Adam's drunk again. He's interrupted. No, putting you bunch of Alzheimer's, Neil and QE, don't know what's going off around you. Laughing at things. Hey, you're not laughing at reality, boys. Hey, time for the sunny window, innit? You two.
I didn't say you were drinking. I said give Adam a couple of drinks.
I was pointing out that. That's why I laughed, because it was the timing, Neil and Flatsy was perfect to the super chat.
See, I thought that she said to shut up, Neil, so she could say the super chat, but the super chat, but
I would never say that, Neil.
Me too. That's why I said I give him permission.
More of these super chats. I like them. The whole panel is confused. Too funny.
now I see it. It was Gematria Wombat that said, shut up, Neil. Now I get it. But I thought that she was saying, shut up, Neil, so she could say the super chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And all I did was chuckle.
Oh.
That's why I was shocked.
Let's continue. Because
Please.
there's Poodle J. I want to see what he says.
Oh, I forgot about the J. I think I've already pulled it. Yeah, we're good. Here we go.
Argument is light couldn't bend like that. Been like what? Your straw man version of fake observations that don't happen in reality? So this has completely backfired on you.
Yeah.
Of course, there's substantial evidence that we...
You hear that, Betty? You want me to pull another J here?
Yeah, that's good.
It's good. It is good. I like that was a good summary, and that's exactly what he did. It's nonsense.
Been like what? Your straw man version of fake observations that don't happen in reality?
Very well done. Yeah.
See, that smirk is off his face, at least.
Yeah. Very well said and encapsulated what he's attempting to do. Yep.
So this has completely backfired on you. Of course, there's substantial evidence that we actually see in curved visual space. So the real question is, why doesn't your model account for what can be experimentally proven, which is that we have a curve?
Ooh. Got problems here, Betty.
Yeah. You got a problem, Houston.
I won't highlight it, Betty, out of respect for you. I will continue.
Good.
Curved visual limit. Right. Which means actually your model's impossible.
Can I go? Is it my turn?
Yeah,
Okay.
acknowledge what I've said.
So if there was a star, and maybe it is not in the exact same location that is on this model because it is a model, but if there was...
So it's not exact because this is a model, and obviously, therefore, models aren't exact now. Okay, we got it thus far. Okay.
Was a star on that side of the dome with...
On what side of the dome? In the Mollid?
Do you believe that the...
Now he's asking for Witset's belief. So he's asking Witset what Witset accepts without proof. He doesn't know that because he's a genuine retard.
The light from that star would go to the other side of the planet, take a 180-degree turn back just so it can go into your eyeball and you can see a star from the opposite side of the planet. Do you believe?
What kind of crack is he on? That was rhetorical.
That is how your model works?
No, that's not a real
So
observation.
this model is wrong.
The arbitrary lines he drew to fake stars that aren't real observations is wrong. Yeah,
So
I
if there's
just
an
said that.
actual star in that location, do you think that would happen?
But there's not.
If there was, what's it? Did you hear what I said?
So you're saying,
ignoring me on
wait, so you're
purpose.
saying if we made observations on the Earth that we don't, would the model not work? The model wouldn't work if there were observations that don't exist. That's correct.
Witsit doesn't want to acknowledge the fact that his model forces.
Now, is this Witset's model? What? I don't know. Is everyone still out there?
Yep.
Okay.
But not for long.
Literally bends over backwards. The acronym to describe arbitrary thinking.
The acronym to describe arbitrary. What? Huh? What? Acronym to describe arbitrary thinking? What the hell does that mean? What's the acronym?
He's doing some fancy words and hope it will stick somewhere.
What's the acronym? DED or DOA? That's the acronym, idiot. Dead on arrival.
The light of these stars to absolutely bend over backwards just to explain the observations seen at the southern pole. As I explained in my introduction, you can absolutely see the Southern Cross, whether you're on point D or point E of my presentation. Please go back if you don't remember. On both sides of the Antarctica, you can see the Southern Cross. To explain that on a flat Earth theory, you have to have...
To explain it on a flat Earth theory. Retard is retard does.
You didn't want to say model. You have to give it to.
Absurd forms of optics that they like can turn 180 degrees just because you observe it.
Okay, now again, these aren't actual observations that you have to see from 180 degrees. That's nonsense. This entire thing is not even reality, and I'm gonna stop sharing it now. And like I also explained, there are multiple explanations of the southern stars, right? So there's an explanation that there's actually two, just like.
Yep. He didn't get the spider monkey bite treated. Go on.
Did that other guy, that William guy, did he just bring up the Southern Cross?
Yes.
Yes.
And what did he reference when it came to the Southern Cross? What was his point?
You have to go back to the first video.
Let's pull a J.
Yeah.
I'll pull a J for you.
I bet you he doesn't know what he's talking about.
No way. I'm not making that bet.
I'm gonna stop sharing it now. And like I also explained, there are multiple.
Let's go back. Let's pull another J. I'll pull 3 J's for you. Let's go 4 J's. Here we go. I'll let it go.
Point D or point E of my presentation. Please go back if you don't remember.
Oh, it's going to be back further, Brian.
The acronym to describe arbitrary thinking. The light of these stars to absolutely bend over backwards just to explain the observations seen at the southern pole. As I explained in my introduction, you can absolutely see the Southern Cross, whether you're on point D or point E of my.
You can see the Southern Cross on point D and point E, wherever that is.
Southern of like Australia.
Of Antarctica.
Go back if you don't remember. On both sides of Antarctica, you can see the Southern Cross.
On both sides of Antarctica, you can see the Southern Cross, is what he just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest heap of nothing ever. The Southern Cross. This is like a bastardization of the original claim, which was that you could see the South Celestial Pole at the same time from South Africa, South Australia, and South America.
Yeah, it's a bastardization. Yes, it's a bastard. Yeah. It's a bastard to this. You know what I mean. Shut up, Betty. Shut up, Betty.
Yeah,
he's having a Nathan.
He's just a bastard.
Yeah.
He's having a Nathan on that.
Bastardization of that issue, Brian. See, got it all together there, Betty.
Good.
Thank you.
Eddie, like my wife, when we stumble around words, my wife finds it very funny. It must be like a lady thing.
No, the thing is that he sort of got on Nathan's case about hypothesization, and now he's having the same.
Are you implying that Betty's a lady?
I am.
That's a low blow. I
To explain that on a flat Earth theory, you have to have absurd forms of optics that they like can turn 180 degrees just because you observe it.
Okay, now again, these aren't actual observations that you have to see from 180 degrees. That's nonsense. This entire thing is not even reality, and I'm gonna stop sharing it now. And like I also explained, there are multiple explanations of the southern stars, right? So there's an explanation that there's actually two, just like it's called magnetohydrodynamics, right? That you would actually just have two actual.
Wait a second, that magnetohydrodynamic drive? I heard that before. That's on the Hunt for Red October.
I thought that was X-Men.
rotations, and that we would see the center point. You would have to actually go to the south and explore more adequately, because that would significantly change certain layouts further south, which, I mean, you know, that's an interesting point. The third one is that it's actually a projection, and that it projects equally out into 6 quadrants, which can be replicated, has been replicated and recorded. We've replicated this. So we get, you think it's not possible. Okay, I'm telling you that it is possible. We've replicated it in physical reality. And what I want,
I have to take a pause for the cause here, folks, because I'm sure modern day debate will copyright strike it. Okay, that's a good enough pause. Let's move on.
to know is, how are we going to address all the stuff that falsifies the globe? That's what I want to know. Because if I'm like, oh, well, this guy arbitrarily says he doesn't agree with some of the explanation.
I don't think Nathan's going to like that. How do we we have a lot of things that falsify the globe. I think that goes directly in the face what Nathan's new philosophy is. Is that correct?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. It shouldn't be our leading step.
I got you. It shouldn't. Got it. That's fine. It shouldn't be the leading step. Got it. All right. Let's continue.
Explanations that flat Earth has. Okay, cool. You were wrong. We do have possible explanations. So let's get to the evidence that falsifies the globe. Because you agree that if there's tons of evidence that falsifies the globe, and then there's possible explanations for this on a flat Earth, then we're still stuck with a flat Earth, right?
Yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to the stuff that disproves the globe. So his explanation again was magnetohydrodynamics.
From Hunt for Red October.
No, Magneto's in the X-Men.
Impenetrable jargon.
It's a magnetohydrodynamic drive. I know what it is. I've seen Hunt for Red October.
Sean Connery.
Magnetohydrodynamics is the reason they have they started off and had it's the reason they have gyro compasses.
Oh, Doctor.
They actually use
Dr. Ryan Halsey. Halsey acted.
Ryan knows everything.
Shut up!
I wanted to know why Magneto
Oh my God.
Water. No, because I thought we were going to get into electrostatics, the dipolar state of water, and therefore we could make a case for why Magneto could cause hydrodynamics. Why are we bringing this up at point? At what point is he's like name dropping hydrodynamics? Poignant, salient, relevant.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, indeed. I'm having to listen to this. You're making me sit here and listen to this. Oh, God, me.
Dr. Ryan Halsey acted stupidly. That's what I want to do.
Argument by gibberish, no explanation of it. So I want to talk about the thing you said before I started talking, where you were saying that the stars travel in the same direction on the poles, whether it's north or south, because you're just confused, right? It's an orientation issue. So this is obviously going to disprove the globe. So could I please share my screen?
He's going to go from the fire right into the blast furnace.
Superchat.
Superchat. Super fluid. Super mullet.
Oh, man, that's funny. All right. Highway Hermit. I like that you stick to flat Earth and don't go off into the conspiracy land weeds. These streams educate me and are also hilarious. Agreed.
You're welcome. Thank you for the super mullet. Now we're gonna get into this topic that never dies. It's one of the first ones I've heard when I came out here. It's absolutely wonderful. I love this one. So we'll stay.
To discuss.
No, I'm sharing my screen. You just claimed that.
Yeah, somebody had something to say.
I said, don't you need to eat?
I do, but
Yeah.
I do, but the broccoli's covering me for right now.
Huh.
Do we still have people out there? 1 second. Make sure
Yeah, you
there's
might
somebody.
not lose me in a couple of minutes because it's time for bed.
And we'll miss you.
Good.
So we're only going to go for like 10 minutes or so.
No, yeah, just so you know that if I just continue, I don't want you to do that, but I just want to let you know that if I'm not there, then you know where I've gone to. Okay.
Just tell me when you're ready to go, and then we'll finish it up, and we'll get to this next week.
That's mean.
No, it's not. How is that mean?
Because you let me now be the arbiter of when the show is going to end, and I
Yeah,
don't want to.
that's fine. We've been going for over 3.5 hours.
Yeah, what say the panel?
That panel's going to say what I said.
No, they're not. They're going to say that means you've got to
4
round out, mate. That's what he's telling you. When he round, you can't throw it on me like last week. You've got to round out as well.
Yep.
The panel's gonna say 4 more hours.
Yes, I know, but that's copyright strike against them because that's mine.
Just wander off and about 3 or 4 oranges and then come back.
All right, you know what? Now that we've built this up, I'm going to end it.
on a sort of a high point and not still yet.
This is what we call in the industry, Betty, a tease for the next show. Because
how about a cliffhanger?
How about a what?
Cliffhanger.
Nah, it's not a cliffhanger. I hated that movie, by the way, especially the beginning. No, this is okay. We could call it that. Yeah, because everyone's going to be ready for the next show because Adam's not going to have his Time Bandits presentation ready. So for next Tuesday, we're going to start off with star rotation.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and I can be there to watch that too. So,
All right,
good.
outstanding. Yes.
It's been such a great show. And I'm so glad that I was able to, for the most part, for most of my walk through town that does not cater to people walking. So I didn't have a sidewalk or anything like that. And the roads are frozen. I was afraid some car was going to slide and hit me or something the whole time I was walking. But you guys made it so fun. And I appreciate you. And I love it. Great show.
Okay, take us home, Flat.
Oh, that's an obfuscation of megalithic proportions. You sly little clever little weasel, you.
Well, she's almost bringing us home. Right?
I feel like I already did that because I brought you all home with me.
Yes.
While I was walking, my phone died near the end of the walk, and I think that this is a sufficient, goodbye to all the viewers.
Yeah. Great
Okay,
show.
before Betty takes us home, keep you like that, don't you? I slid that in there.
Not particularly, but
before Betty takes us home, as I was saying, as you were, keep a weathered eye out for the next treatment with Mind Stomp. Don't know how many more that we're gonna do, but the next one's coming, so keep a weathered eye out. Okay, Betty, take us home.
Why is Mind Shot now Mind Stomp?
Mind Stomp. Oh yeah, I wanted you to put some fire on his brain because remember, Mind Dumpster Fire.
I seem to have a knack of like getting to your treatments, just skimming over them, and then hear my voice or my name.
Really?
And then, yeah, you wanting something of me that I'm certainly not hearing like live.
I got you. You skipping through my stuff.
Skimming
through my stuff. Okay, fair enough. Take us home, Betty.
I don't know where to begin. Yeah, guys. So we are now going into a new era with QE where he's not going to call Witsit a lying sewer rat no more. So we're going to see if he's going to be able to continue with that. And another great show on Star Trails, which is basically a perspective thing, and I like to see the continuation. But I need to go to bed. So everybody, I wish a very good day, evening, nighttime, and whatever. So on to the next show.
I never said that the guest was going down like a balls. I never said that it was going like a boom boom.
Boom!
Like a boom boom.
Boom! Boom!
Like a boom boom.
Boom! Boom!
Like a boom boom.